And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium on a very chilly October night. The weather has definitely changed quite a bit in the last 24 hours. It was in the 80s yesterday. We're in the lower 40s, probably going to get down into the lower 30s by the time this one's over this evening. But hey, it's football weather, and we have made it to week number 9 of the high school football season. Final night of the regular season. The Cassville Wildcats at home here this evening, and they are hosting the McDonald County Mustangs. Cassville, number 1 seed in the district going into tonight's ball game. If they can pick up a victory here this evening, they will be the number 1 seed in Class 3, and that will be District 6. And this year, since there are only 6 teams in Class 3 District 6, the Wildcats will get a first-round bye in the first round of the district playoffs. But a lot of football yet to be played here this evening, and we're looking forward to the broadcast and the ball game. It is senior night, and as you heard Coach Parnell say during the Coach's Corner pregame show, he had left senior night as the final home game, hoping that they would get to this night, and they did exactly that. He did not want to disrupt routine. I know a lot of schools made their senior nights early in the year just in case the coronavirus affected the 2020 season, but we have made it through to the final night of regular season, and we're a week away from the start of district play. It has flown by this fall, even with all the difficulties and the adversity that teams have had to face. We have made it to week number 9. Sammy Clapper along with Jeremy Marple. Glad to be with you here on 97.7 FM and also online at radiotalon.com, and also streaming video tonight as well at CassvilleWebTV.com and YouTube. Todd Speakman running the camera for us again as always as we bring you the broadcast here this evening. Well, Jeremy, pretty nice crowd on hand here tonight for senior night. The seniors were just recognized. Not a lot of people coming up from McDonald County, but the weather has a little bit to do with that, along with other health factors that a lot of people are adhering to. But we have made it to the final night of the regular season, and we've got some football weather tonight.
Oh, we really do. If the wind would just let up a little bit, it wouldn't be terrible out there. But I'll tell you, that north wind blowing in is really making it feel a lot colder than it actually is, and could have some impacts on this game tonight.
A win by Cassville tonight would also have them with, at the very least, co-champs in the Big 8 West. They're the only team that is at the top of the standings that is going to play a full Big 8 West schedule. Lamar is right behind them. Cassville's 4-1 in the Big 8 West. Lamar is 3-1. McDonald County only 2-1. They had their games against Seneca, East Newton, both canceled this year. They did reschedule opponents during those weeks. The only game McDonald County lost off their schedule completely was a crossover game against Reed Spring. And then, of course, Lamar had the game with Monette canceled out, so they didn't get to play a full Big 8 West schedule. But all 3 of those schools with 1 loss. Cassville or McDonald County is going to end up with 2 losses after tonight. And the crazy part, McDonald County beat Lamar, but Lamar has beat Cassville. So still a co-championship in the Big 8 West Conference on the line here this evening. But like Coach Parnell said last week after the win on the road at East Newton, you want that top spot in the district because you're not only going to get a bye, but you're going to get home field advantage all the way through the district playoffs.
Yeah, no question. Hey, the Wildcats, it's all in their hands. They come out and win the football game tonight. It will just take care of itself. The Wildcats do not play well and do not win this game tonight. Things get real interesting, not only in the conference, but also jockeying in those district standings with the points and the head-to-head matchups, and it can get pretty wild. But the Wildcats, they hold their destiny in their hand, win tonight. None of that other stuff matters.
Yeah, because you look at the Class 3 District 6 standings going into tonight. Cassville's at the top spot, then the Aurora Hound Dogs, then Mount Vernon, Hollister, Reed Spring, and Seneca. But Mount Vernon has beat Aurora. Hollister has beat Mount Vernon. So there can be a lot of jumping and jockeying around there depending on what happens tonight here in the final night of the regular season. Cassville, though, 6-2 overall. McDonald County, 4-3. And this one should be a good one. McDonald County has a very potent offense. Cassville's offense and defense has both been playing well lately, and they're going to have to step it up again here tonight because McDonald County has some really good skill players, and they've got a big offensive and defensive front.
Yeah, they're big, and the Wildcat defense is going to have to play really well tonight. This McDonald County football team, you just go down their games this year and look at some of these scores, and they'll generate a lot of points, and then all of a sudden you'll see a game like last week, they lose 14-13. So they are high school kids, so anything can happen week to week, but they are certainly capable of lighting up that scoreboard. And as you said, they're big up front, offensive and defensive lines, and they've got some athletes that run around on that field.
The Cassville Wildcat Marching Bands made their way out on the field. They're about ready to play the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem brought to you by Berry County Ready Mix. For all of your stone and aggregate needs, stop by Berry County Ready Mix at any of their convenient locations. They're in Shell Knob, Cassville, and Eagle Rock. You can call their Cassville office at 847-3200 for a free estimate today. We're going to take a break and let you hear from some of our sponsors of tonight's broadcast and then be back with more of the pregame. You're listening to Big A Football here on the Talon Network. Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care with locations in Cassville, Neosho, Aurora, Mount Vernon, and Joplin. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Tomblin's Jewelry and Gifts. They're on the square in Cassville. And it's getting closer and closer to Christmas time. The holiday season will be here before you know it. It's hard to believe we're almost through with the month of October. Remember to order your Art Carver Gold class rings at affordable prices. They've got it all at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. Also, Sports World. They're located at 709 Main Street on the east side of the Cassville Square. For all of your screen printing and embroidery needs on caps, shirts, jackets, uniforms, they can take care of all of those and more. Call Sports World, 847-5366. That's 847-5366. Well, we got some rain this week, and that has definitely helped the field conditions, and it is time for the Field Condition Report brought to you by Security Insurance Agency of Cassville. What condition is your insurance in? Are you covered for the hazards of weather or losses that are unexpected? Call Security Insurance in Cassville at 847-8384. That's 847-8384. The grass is starting to get that little brownish tint to it like it usually does late in the month of August, but I tell you, with the rain we got this week, that has definitely helped improve field conditions across the area because some of these playing surfaces were starting to get pretty solid and pretty hard. So things have been loosened up quite a bit tonight, and the field here at Wildcat Stadium looks to be in great shape.
Yeah, it does, Sammy. Just a few little bare spots out there, but it's cut short. It ought to play fast. I didn't notice a lot of footing issues during warm-ups, but sometimes as those games wear on, it starts to rear its head a little bit. I expect that we'll see a slip or two out here tonight, but overall it ought to play well.
Again, tonight's field condition report brought to you by Security Insurance Agency of Cassville. Call them at 847-8384. That's 847-8384. Both teams have headed back into the locker room to go through their preliminaries before we start tonight's ball game. Other games around the Big 8 tonight: Seneca's at Monette, East Newton at Lamar. It's Nevada at Aurora, Mount Vernon at Marshfield, Springfield Catholic at Hollister, and Rogersville is at Reed Spring. And we'll keep up to date on those scores as we go throughout the evening. Tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory is brought to you by Westco Home Furnishings in Cassville. Mark and the gang at Westco invite you to stop by and view their wide selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances at 109 West State Street in Cassville, or you can find them online at westcohome.com. Well, we talked about this against a couple of teams back earlier in the year, but McDonald County, another one of those teams that have some explosive players. So limiting or completely taking away the big plays will be definitely key to a win tonight.
Early in this season, Sammy, the Wildcats were victim to big plays at times. They've done a much better job of that of late, and you're absolutely right. Limit the big plays, the quick strike, force them to move the ball down the field. And make them turn the ball over, Sammy. Get them off the field on third down. That's going to be crucial out here tonight.
Another key to a win tonight, and since we've had some issues with coronavirus and isolation and quarantine, the kicking game that we have come kind of taking it for granted sometime about how good it is. We've got a new player that's going to be doing in some kicking this evening. Drake Reese is still out, so that will play into field position tonight.
Certainly. Special teams can win or lose ball games, and last week the Wildcats in their kicking game, they gave up some yardage on the returns, so they're going to have to limit that a little bit tonight, and kicking game will be very important.
And we don't know how many of them start, but we saw that McDonald County has some big guys up front, so the battle of the trenches will be a definite key to a win tonight as well, coming out on top down there.
Well, if the Wildcats are going to be successful, they've got to control the line of scrimmage. Everybody that plays the Wildcats knows a Lance Parnell football team wants to run the football first and foremost. Hey, if you're able to run the football, that's going to set a lot of other things up, including the passing game. So the Wildcats definitely going to have to take control of that line of scrimmage early and often tonight.
Again, the Wildcat Keys to Victory brought to you by Mark Whittemeyer and the crew at Westco Home Furnishings in Cassville. They're looking forward to a great season of Wildcat football, and just like the quality portrayed by each player on the field, Westco offers that same quality merchandise and customer service. Well, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, and now that we are just a week away from the postseason, I want to remind our video watchers of Cassville High School football about what will be coming up once district play does start up here in Southwest Missouri. To all of our viewers who follow our web TV and YouTube broadcast, whether it be Monette, Cassville, or Aurora, as we cover all three of those teams each Friday night, we've been informed by the Missouri State High School Activities Association that some new rules will be put into place for the postseason, and that begins with Week 10, the first round of district play. No longer will we be able to carry the video broadcasts on our websites of Monette, Cassville, and AuroraWebTV.com, or will we be able to stream them on YouTube. for us to be able to stream the video. Now, we'll still be able to stream the video. Todd will still be running the camera for us, but everything will have to be routed through Mish's server, and you'll find that at mshsaa.tv. So the broadcast has to go through Misha TV through their server. And we ask that you go to mshsaa.tv or mshsaa.org and kind of get familiar with those websites. I got one email from Blue Frame, which is our streamer, that we may have the ability to still put it up through the CassvilleWebTV.com page, but it's going to redirect you at some point to Misha's website because the postseason games will no longer be free like we have been accustomed to getting. The Missouri State High School Activities Association will be charging a fee to view the playoff games, and this is something that's beyond our control and the unfortunate circumstances that we cannot do anything about. If we want to continue streaming the video, we have to abide by their rules as they have taken over the postseason guidelines. So there will be subscription fees for each week to watch the games. Now, in the past, we were able to offer the playoff games all the way up to the state championship as free viewing to our fans, and all of that was supported by our sponsors. But this is no longer possible, as once district play starts, the Misha regulations will kick in and everything has to go through mshsaa.tv. Now, if you still want the free broadcast, you can go to the radio. Our stations of KKBL, KQMO, KSWM will have the broadcast live over the air, free of charge. We'll also have our free streaming audio at radiotalon.com, or you can download our free apps. If you're an Apple or Android user, just go to your Apple or Google Play Store, and if you haven't already, download that free app, and you could listen to the games on the mobile device. So those are the free options, but unfortunately, the video option will no longer be free. Misha will start charging for that once district play begins, and again, that starts district first round of district play, week number 10, which Cassville may get the bye and not have to play until week number 11, but there are going to be a lot of teams that are affected by this starting next Friday night. So just a word of information there to let you know what's coming up once district play does start. And we will do our best to get as much information and keep it coming for you so you know where to go. There is a few questions as about how you actually go in and log on, but if we get some more details on that, we'll pass along that information. Again, a very cold and chilly night here at Cassville. The wind is continuing to blow, even though the sun has went down now out of the north. So if that keeps up throughout the ball game, we'll have to see how that factors in as well, because that will not only affect the kicking game, but the passing game as well. McDonald County throws the ball a lot more than Cassville, so we'll see how that plays into tonight's action as well. We're going to take another break and then be back with some more of the pregame. We're getting closer to the start of tonight's opening kickoff. Still about 8 minutes away, and we've still got Cassville's starting lineup to go over as well. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Back with you at Cassville. It's time for tonight's Wildcat starting lineup. It's brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Starting offense for the Wildcats, Brett Cooper's back at receiver. He's a 5'9", 165 senior. He'll be joined by Spencer Moeller, 5'8", 170 senior. The running backs for the Wildcats, Jericho Ferris, 5'10", 185 senior. Ferris has ran for over 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns this year. He'll be joined by Zach Kanan, a 6'1", 215-pound senior. Kanan has ran for 438 yards and 6 TDs, and that's despite missing 3 games to start the season. Hayden Sink, 6'4", 230 senior. He is the quarterback. He's ran for over 270 and 6 TDs, and he's thrown for over 470 yards and 4 more touchdowns. Tight end will be Killian Barbie, a 6'2", 205 senior. And the offensive line starting to get back to kind of like it was back at the beginning of the season. There's still a couple of guys moved around, but Zach Carney at center, 6'1", 240 senior. Right guard, Jaden Rybert, 6'4", 290 senior. Hunter Chastain, 6'1", 225 senior. Left guard, Patrick Dunker, 6', 285 senior. And left tackle, Wesley Stockton, 6', 280 senior. Defense, the tackles, Patrick Dunker and Jaden Rybert. Defensive ends will be Hunter Chastain and Michael Morden. And we are going to continue here real quick. Killian Barbie, Zach Kanan, and Spencer Moeller linebackers. Brett Cooper and Jerome Ewing are the cornerbacks. And then the strong safety, Jericho Ferris. Cutter Hicks is the free safety. We're going to take a quick little break here as we get ready for the kickoff, try to reset our radio side of things, and then be back here at Cassville. All right, apologize for the technical difficulties. Back with you here at Wildcat Stadium. Cassville kicked off to start the night to McDonald County. The Mustangs had a great return by Trent Alik all the way down to the Cassville 35, but the Cassville defense has held, and they have turned the Mustangs over on downs. They take over at the 26-yard line, and on the very first play, a first down run all the way out near the 37.
Hayden Sink keeping the ball himself around that left edge. Physical run, nice first down.
So on 1st and 10, Cassville pitches the ball to Ferris, and he's got the hitch and pitch back to Cooper as they were going with the halfback option, and Brett Cooper was all alone down the sidelines, no one even close to him, and Ferris overthrew the football.
Toss sweep, going around the right edge. Ferris took that football, and you're right, there was nobody. Everybody bit on the sweep. There was nobody around Cooper, and Ferris just panicked a little bit. It was his first pass attempt of the season, just panicked a little bit and threw the ball too far down the field. He could have just laid it up there and let Cooper come back to it.
So Cassville running the ball on 2nd down and 10. And Jericho Ferris this time on the carry takes it out to the 41-yard line as he is able to pick up 4 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6. Just underway here in the opening quarter. 8:20 left to go in quarter number 1. Still no score. McDonald County had the ball first. They turned it over on downs. Cassville with their first drive of the night. Sink pitches the ball back to Ferris. He's got Kanan leading the way along with Barbie. And Ferris takes it out across the 45 to the 46-yard line and comes up just a little bit short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1.
4th and about a yard here. Looks like a solid yard. Wildcats in their own territory. They're going to keep the offense on the field, and we've seen the Wildcats be very successful this year in short yardage, especially with the quarterback sneak. Big quarterback of the Wildcats been successful at it.
I formation, and that's exactly the call, and a great surge by the offensive line pushes the McDonald County defense all the way across midfield down to the Mustang 49-yard line, and a first down for Cassville.
Yeah, just some road grading work right there up front with the big boys, and Sink, 240 pounds, gets right in behind them and easily picks up that first down.
The Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. They're first in all your farm building needs. You can find them online at superiormetalsalesinc.com. So Cassville converts on 4th down. 1st and 10 at the Mustang 49. First time Cassville's got across midfield. And now Kanan breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He gets to the outside. He's at the 30, at the 20, and he is gone. Zach Kanan, touchdown Cassville.
Nice play right there, little trap play to the fullback. Kanan took the handoff. Nice read there, kind of bounced to his right, got around that right edge, raced to the Wildcat sideline, and then down the field he went. Great speed shown there by the big back for the Wildcats.
49-yard touchdown run for Zach Kanan, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Wildcats break on top, 6-0 here with 7:10 left to go in the opening quarter. And Cassville lining up going for 2. Right now they're unbalanced to the right. Play clock is down to 10 seconds, and they might be missing someone. Normally Cassville doesn't go for 2, but due to the changes around with the kicking game tonight, and you and I talked about that, special teams could become an issue, and they decided to go for 2, and they didn't have all the right personnel or maybe not enough personnel out there on the field. So the Wildcats have to use a timeout here. The timeout on the field is brought to you by Security Bank of Southwest Missouri. Everyone has debit cards and ATMs, mobile banking, but at Security Bank of Exeter, Wheaton, and Cassville, you sit across from a neighbor and a decision maker. Security Bank, member FDIC. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware at 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. For your project questions, call Michael's. Friendly folks, serious hardware. Hopefully we won't have any more technical issues. For some reason our phone decided to kick us off the air back to get things started, but everything back up and running for the time being, and we appreciate the folks listening in on the radio at 97.7 FM, also online at radiotalon.com, and our video portion at CassvilleWebTV.com and YouTube. Keep our fingers crossed that we won't have any more glitches throughout the evening. So back out on the field, split backfield, and Sink starts to run. Now he throws. He's got Barbie wide open, the tight end releasing into the end zone, and the pass into the end zone for the 2-point conversion is good.
Yeah, nice little play right there, split back, and we've seen the Wildcats run it a lot where the two backs go around the right edge, and Sink just keeps it on a quarterback run around the edge following those backs. Same play, but Barbie, the tight end, faked the block and just leaked out in the back of the end zone, and a really nice job of Sink just laying it up there for him wide open in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
So 8-0, Cassville with the lead early on here in the first quarter, and now the Wildcats will be kicking it away. New kicker tonight for Cassville, Peter Littlefield. He's a sophomore. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. You can come try out the new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic. It features custom wash technology that gives you the perfect wash every time. Baywash, clean car's a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Well, we were talking about limiting big plays. McDonald County nearly had one to start the game as Trent Alik nearly ran that opening kickoff back for a touchdown. The Wildcats were finally able to corral him down at the 35-yard line. So now that they're aware of that, he's back there once again awaiting this kickoff.
Yep, returned it into Wildcat territory, but the defense did a great job. Loss on a play on first down on a sweep. The Wildcats, Jericho Ferris making a tackle in the backfield. 3 pass plays, and the Mustangs turn it over on downs, and then the Wildcat offense, as we heard, went right down the field and scored.
Bailey Lewis, the other return man, but again it's Alik, and he'll bring it out from the 7, breaks a tackle at the 25, and races out across the 30, and he is dropped at about the 31-yard line. That Wildcat touchdown a few moments ago brought to you by Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. And the Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by the Barbecue Station. Get your bib on at the Barbecue Station, 900 Main in Cassville. You can call 847-0470 for all your catering needs. So this time McDonald County starting at their own 31.
Wildcats defense did a great job in the first series.
1st and 10 Mustangs. They bring a man in motion. Cole Martin hands the ball off, going the opposite direction of the flow. And they give the ball to Bailey Lewis, and he is quickly stacked up by the Wildcat defense. And, boy, if the entire game is played out like these first couple of series, this Wildcat defense has come out on a mission tonight.
They really have, and just a power play, a little misdirection trying to go off the right side, and the Wildcat defensive line linebacking core all over the ball carrier.
No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 10. Lewis stays in the backfield with Martin. Twin receivers split right and left. Now they bring Alik in motion, fake the handoff to him. They give it, no, they fake it now to Lewis as well. Try to get it out into the flat to McLean, who was kind of looking back at Alik. I don't know whether they had some ideas of maybe running the hook and ladder there, but it doesn't matter because the pass was dropped and it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Just a total RPO run-pass option there out of the Mustangs, as you had the quarterback coming left, you had Alik, the running back, out with him, and then a receiver had run a little curl route, ultimately trying to complete the football. Good coverage there by Moeller.
McDonald County unsuccessful on their first 3rd down conversion try, facing 3rd and 10 here. Martin fires one down the Mustang sideline, and it looks like the catch was made over there between the 40 and the 45. Nice job by Levi Malone hanging on to that football for a 1st down.
Cooper hit him just as the ball arrived, but good route right there. He ran it about 2 yards past the 1st down stake, and a good throw by the quarterback Martin. Put it right on the money, right at that, at just enough for that 1st down yardage.
It's a gain of about 12 yards, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Now the ball carrier, Lewis, is hit right as he gets the football and wrapped up by Zach Kanan, and he is thrown down for a loss on the play.
Lewis trying to go straight ahead, and Zach Kanan had other ideas, got right through that line of scrimmage, met him in the backfield. Thunderous play, and down goes the ball carrier.
So it's a loss of a yard back to the 42, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Three-man front for Cassville. Martin from the shotgun, fires short, pass underneath, and it's dropped by Alik. He was looking to run before he secured the football, and the pass goes incomplete.
Well, Alik is one of those players we talked about the Mustangs have out there that you don't want him to get the football in space because he's explosive, very quick, very difficult to tackle in the open field. Right there he dropped the pass, and as you said, just a situation trying to take off before he secured it, but the Wildcats really want to keep an eye on him tonight.
3rd down and 11. Martin again from the shotgun. Pressure coming on the delayed blitz, and they get to the quarterback of the Mustangs as Kanan dives in, and then he's helped out by a couple of other defenders as it looks like Back there on the play for Cassville was also Justin Miller, and then a couple of other defenders coming in to finish him off. And it's a loss of 2 more back to the 40, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Miller and Kanan blowing that play up, forcing Martin to step up in the pocket. Just nowhere to go. Great pressure right there defensively by this Wildcat defensive line and linebacking core.
4:45 left to go here in the opening quarter. Cassville leading 8-0, and the Wildcats looking to get the ball back. Brett Cooper back at his own 15, awaiting the punt. And Bailey Lewis is the punter for the Mustangs, and he gets a high punt, but it angles towards the Mustang sideline, and he's not going to get a lot of distance out of this one, as it looks like they spotted out of bounds at about the 33.
Yeah, look, he's trying to angle that punt, but he angled it to the short side of the field, right over there on the McDonald County sideline, and Wildcat offense going to get the football back very similar to where they started their previous drive from.
Spotted down at the Wildcat 33-yard line after only a 27-yard kick. No return. Cassville leading 8-0, and the Wildcats take over the football. Barbie, the tight end, resets around to the right side, split backfield behind Sink. They give the ball to Ferris, starts out wide, and then cuts it back up inside, and he is quickly tripped up at the 33-yard line, or 35-yard line. I'll get it right in a minute. As a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Mustang defensive line doing a better job right there, not allowing Ferris to have much room to work.
Ferris 11 yards on his first 3 carries tonight. We close in on 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Sink looking to throw. He's got Cooper open underneath, but the pass was thrown over his head, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
The crown on the football field, obviously the middle of the field is going to be a little higher than the sideline, and that ball just never got down to Cooper. And watching Cooper out there, he's not 100%, Sammy, and I'd say he's somewhere in the 75% range. I'm not sure what he's got going on. Looks to be an ankle maybe, but definitely not 100% out there.
So the Wildcats facing 3rd down and 8. They were unsuccessful their first 3rd down. They tried a screen pass this time, and a big rush by McDonald County forced Sink to have to throw the football while he was still backpedaling, and it goes off the fingertips of Kanan, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the Mustangs all over the play, and actually one of the rushing defensive linemen actually got a hand on the pass, disrupted the timing of the play even more. The Wildcats fortunate the ball wasn't picked off on the tip.
So the Wildcats will be forced to punt here, facing 4th and 8. The ball at their own 35-yard line. A leak back waiting the kick of Cooper. Cooper slices this one down the sidelines. It bounces at the 30 and then kicks out of play down around the 25. We'll see where the side judge marks it. And it
really
looks like
nice job by Cooper right there. The snap was a little high. He was able to go up, show off those receiving skills, go up, pull the ball out of the air, and then had to hustle and get the kick off, and actually spiraled the punt down, angled it down the Wildcat sideline, got a nice little roll there. So really nice play there by Cooper. Could have been a disaster if the ball gets over his head.
Yeah, they put it down at the 24-yard line, so a 41-yard kick and no return on the pump by Cooper. McDonald County takes over, trailing 8-0. With 3:54 left to go in the first quarter of play. Cassville back to a 4-man front. Cole Martin gives the ball to Lewis. He tries the right end, turns it back up inside. He breaks a tackle at the 30, breaks another at the 35, and takes it all the way out close to the 40-yard line.
Lewis showing some explosiveness right there. Got through the linebacking core into the secondary, was hit by one of the linebackers, and then finished off. Pretty big lick out there. Jericho Ferris popping him and driving him to the ground.
It's a gain of 16 for Lewis and a 1st down for the Mustangs. They move the ball out to their own 40-yard line. They go unbalanced left, and they give the ball to Lewis. Lewis again with the carry right up the middle. He finds an opening and slices his way out to the 46-yard line, gains 6 more yards.
Similar play this time. Run to the left side. Wildcats defend it better here.
Again, tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware. Let them quarterback your project with the right tools and supplies for the job. Michael's Hardware, friendly folks, serious hardware, located at 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. Play coming in from the sidelines. Play Play clock down to 10 seconds, so they'll have to hurry and get up to the line of scrimmage. Pair of backs in the backfield with Martin and 2 receivers out to the right side. Martin gives the ball to Lewis, and Lewis is hit by Kanan, bounces off of him, and runs around the right end and is going to be close to a first down. Kanan was trying to fight off a blocker and make the tackle at the same time, and it allowed Lewis to pick up enough yardage for the first down at the Cassville 49.
Yeah, good effort by the Mustang running back. Kanan trying to get there, just a little too much with a blocker in his face, just wasn't quite able to get a hold of Lewis. Lewis able to bounce off of that and get around that right edge for the first down.
It's a gain of 5, first and 10 McDonald County at the Cassville 49. Down to 2:15 left to go here in the first quarter of play. Cassville leading 8-0. Martin runs up to the line of scrimmage, says something to his teammates, and now he drops back to the shotgun, and now we've got whistles sounding as Mustang players moving around and a flag thrown. And we've got an illegal shift. Somebody was moving at the wrong time. Maybe one of the linemen moved a false start with all of that movement. Somebody got confused, and it's a second penalty against the Mustangs for a total of 10 yards. That'll move them back across midfield to the McDonald County 46.
Mustangs having some success in this series, moving the football, picking up first down. But the Wildcats like it when they can force the opposition, or the opposition makes mistakes and gets behind those chains.
Twin receivers right and left this time for Martin, and he fires it over the middle. It's caught by a leak at the 41-yard line. He hangs on and dives towards the first down stake, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down at the Cassville 38.
Couple of receivers over there on the McDonald County sideline. Malik just ran straight down the field, found a spot in between the safety and the corner. A nice throw by Martin right there for the completion and a big first down. But really nice play there and a great throw by Martin.
It's a gain of 16, first and 10 McDonald County at the Cassville 38. Unbalanced left this time. They go to Lewis. He tries to run back to the right side. Nothing there. He tries to bring it back to the left now and runs into a couple of defenders and is able to stumble forward for a short gain on the play. So he was able to get some positive yardage, but everywhere he wanted to go, there was black shirts all in his way.
Yeah, defensive line really just held that offensive line to kind of a stalemate right there. Nowhere for Lewis to go, trying to find his way. But I tell you what, he's one of these backs that you can't just go up and lay a lick on him. You've got to wrap him up and bring him down because he'll keep those legs churning and find a way to get some positive yardage.
So it's a gain of 1, second down and 9 for the Mustangs. Martin fakes to Lewis this time, trying to throw down the line of scrimmage to a back that had come in motion, and that was Jack Parnell. And that pass was incomplete as it was underthrown.
Yeah, a little ball fake in the backfield, try to hit Parnell swinging out of the backfield all the way over near that Mustang sideline, and Martin just didn't get it there.
So third down and 9 to go for the Mustangs. They have yet to convert a third down here in the first half. They're 0 for 3 at this point. Cassville's defense going to try to keep them 0 for. Martin taking a look down the left side. He fires it over the middle, and it's caught at the 32-yard line and then turned upfield inside the 30 down to the 28. The reception made by Colton Ruddick, and that is good for a McDonald County first down.
Yeah, the Wildcats just kind of in a little zone defense out there. 3 wide receivers, the wide side of the field, and Ruddick just, again, went out, found a little soft spot, open spot, and Martin delivered it right on the money, another first down.
A gain of 9 down to the Cassville 28-yard line. McDonald County continuing to move. They'll get one more play here before the first quarter comes to an end. Martin from the shotgun, couple of steps on the drop, and fires it to the Cassville sideline. Malone had the ball go in and out of his hands. It was nearly caught and dropped, but he never had full possession of the football, and it's ruled an incomplete pass. And that'll stop the clock with 3.7 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Well, Brett Cooper had a little something to do with that as well, Sammy, as he got there just about the time the ball did, got a hand in there, disrupted the pass play.
So second down and 10 for the Mustangs. And they'll get one more shot at it here before the quarter comes to a close. A couple of backs in the backfield with Martin. They give the ball to Lewis. He is hit a couple of yards in the backfield as blasting through was Hunter Chastain, but Lewis, like you said, he keeps keeps the legs moving and bounced off that first contact and falls back to the 28. It'll be no gain on the play, and that'll be the final play of quarter number 1. After 12 minutes here at Cassville, the Wildcats lead the Mustangs 8-0. We'll take a break, be back with the second quarter. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Sammy Clapper and Jeremy Marple back with you here at Cassville. The Wildcats lead McDonald County 8-0 as we start the second quarter. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Roark Diesel. They're just north of Cassville on Highway 37. They're the leader in the area for diesel performance. If your engine's not running just right, bring it to Roark Diesel Performance. They specialize in diesel performance. You can find them online at roarkdiesel.com. 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs at the Cassville 28-yard line. Cole Martin takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks down the sidelines. Now he's looking back to the middle of the field, goes back to the corner of the end zone. He's got a man open, and he overthrows the intended receiver. Levi Malone had snuck free in the back corner of the end zone, but Martin, now with the wind at his back, got a little too much on that one and sent it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, somehow Malone was able to get behind everyone.
And we've got a flag on the play at the line of scrimmage, and they've signaled against McDonald County. One of the linemen had, with Martin scrambling around back there, had gotten too far beyond the line of scrimmage. They got called for an ineligible receiver. And that'll back it up to the 33-yard line.
Wildcats are going to decline that and bring up 4th down.
So it'll be 4th and 10, McDonald County, and Coach Kellen Hoover, the head coach for the Mustangs, keeps the offense out there on the field. They tried to convert a 4th down back in the first quarter, were unsuccessful. They're going to try again here. 4th and 10. They've got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Martin all alone in the backfield. Here comes the Cassville rush. Martin steps up in the pocket, fires it down into the slot, and the pass is incomplete down at the 10-yard line. 2 Cassville defenders right there on the coverage. They were trying to sneak one inside to Bailey Lewis, and it is broken up, and Cassville takes over on downs.
Yeah, Cutter Hicks at safety delivered the shot to separate the receiver from the football. Great job there by Hicks, reading the play, arriving right on time, put a shot on the wide receiver, ball goes to the ground, and the Wildcats take over. Nice play.
So Cassville takes over at their own 28 with 11:45 left to go here in the first half. The Wildcats leading 8-0 over McDonald County. They pitch the ball to Ferris. Around the right end he goes, spins off first contact, starts pushing backwards out towards the 35-yard line as he got spun around, but that didn't keep his forward momentum from being stopped, and he is able to pick up about 5 or 6 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
A good run there by Ferris. Physical run, toss sweep, turned it upfield very quickly, and a good gain there on 1st down.
Hicks and Cooper come wide to the left side. They keep the backfield split. McDonald County with 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage. Hayden Sink going to run it himself, and he goes off left tackle and pushes his way out to the 40-yard line and picks up a Wildcat 1st down. Wildcat 1st down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. You can check them out on Facebook or YouTube and then call for a free quote at 888-364-9527.
Now, second time we've seen Sink run the football tonight. First series, first play, ran up the middle for a 1st down. This time running the option, making a nice read, working his way around the left edge and picking up another 1st down for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 Cassville at their own 40-yard line. Again, twin receivers of Hicks and Moeller this time to the left. And this time the Wildcats going to give the ball to Ferris. Ferris plunges ahead out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. It's going to be a short gain on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd down and nearly 7 to go.
A quick hitter with Ferris straight ahead as Sink and Kanan work a fake option play around the right edge, and Mustangs do a pretty good job defending that.
Ferris now 20 yards on 5 carries. Second down and long facing the Wildcats. They go back to the I formation. They're going to run the option. They pitch the ball to Ferris, and the defense of the Mustangs is all over the pitch man, and they drop him back at the 41-yard line for a loss of 2.
Yeah, the Mustangs just defended the option really well right there. Took away the fullback, took away Sink, the quarterback, and he pitched the ball late, and by the time Ferris got the football, 3 white jerseys out in front of him, nowhere to go.
So 3rd down and 9 now facing Cassville at their own 41-yard line. Clock continuing to move. Inside 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. Cassville leading 8-0. Wildcats looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the night. Sink rolling to his right. Lets one fly. He's got one-on-one coverage deep, and Moeller makes the catch back inside the 25-yard line over the top of a defender that was right in his face. What a throw and what a catch. And the Wildcats pick up a huge first down.
Moeller working his way down that McDonald County sideline. He was able to turn around and catch the football and keep a foot or maybe 2 in bounds right there. Really nice play. Good throw on the run as Sink rolling to his right. Let the football go downfield. A really nice play there by Moeller. And not only catching the football, but keeping a foot or 2 in bounds there.
A 39-yard pass completion. Moeller brings it down at the 20. 1st and 10, Cassville. Sink going to run it himself, and up the middle he goes. And a quick hitter by the quarterback for the Wildcats as he cuts and dodges his way down to the 14-yard line as he is able to pick up 6 yards.
Yeah, good play right there. Wildcats need to get points out of this drive right here. Good big pass play to extend the drive. Good gain there on 1st down. And in the red zone, you got to come away with points, and the Wildcats sure would like touchdowns more than they like having to kick the football.
By the way, that Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal. You can find them online for examples of what they can custom build for you at SuperiorMetalSalesInc.com. On 2nd down and short, they give the ball to Ferris. He starts right, bounces off a defender, cuts back left, and takes it down to the 8-yard line and picks up another Wildcat first down. It'll be 1st and goal Cassville on a nifty little run by Jericho Ferris.
Yeah, nice job. Trying to go off the right side. He hit the brakes, nowhere to go, and a quick cut back against the grain to the left, picking up that first down. You called it really nice run there. Short run, but a good, powerful run by Ferris.
For commercial or farm buildings, call Superior Metal at 888-364-9527, bringing you that Wildcat first down. Here goes Sink with Kanan and Ferris leading the way, but the McDonald County defense is able to put too many bodies in all the run lanes over there, and Sink able to maybe get to the 5. We'll see where they put it down. Looks like they're going to put it down just shy of the 5. The nose of the football almost touching the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal.
Similar play to what the Wildcats ran on the 2-point conversion in the first quarter. The quarterback keeper around the right edge following those backs. This time they let Sink keep the football, nobody out in a pass route.
So 2nd and goal from the 5. Cooper goes wide to the right, Moeller to the left. Kanan and Ferris, I formation in the backfield. They give to Ferris. He starts outside tackle, cuts it back inside behind Kanan, and takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville.
Good job up front blocking. Ferris taking care of the rest, got in there, ran hard, crossed that goal line. Exactly what the Wildcats needed to do. They needed points on this drive, and they got them.
A nice drive that started back at their own 28, and Ferris takes it the final 5 yards for the score. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by and get a quote today. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Peter Littlefield now to attempt the extra point, his first extra point try out of the hold of Cutter Hicks. The snap is down on the tee, the kick is up, and it is hooked wide to the left. So the extra point try fails, and it remains 14-0 Cassville. Wildcat extra point brought to you by Barbecue Station. Come on in and get the Marple Bowl. It's a legend at the Barbecue Station, 900 Main, just north of the Cassville Square, or you can call them at 847-0470 for all your catering needs.
Plenty of leg on the kick there from Littlefield. Just hooked the ball left right there, and we saw him warming up down here and really getting his first varsity action kicking the football. Got to be some nerves to deal with, but we noticed during warm-ups while he was kicking, a lot of the balls he was kicking were going left or hooking a little bit, and he drilled it, but just hooked it left outside the upright on the extra point there.
9 plays, 72 yards, took around 5 minutes off the clock, and the Wildcats punching in and add to their lead, 14-0 now with 7:47 left to go here in the first half. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. They have the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic. It features custom wash technology that gives you the perfect wash every time. Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Littlefield now set to kick it away. This will be the first time he's kicking into that northerly breeze. That is still blowing, probably around 12 to 15 miles an hour. The flag out of the north end zone continues to whip around. Aleek and Lewis back to await the kick of Littlefield. A high short kick. Aleek's going to come up and field it at the 24-yard line. Brings it back between the hashes and races out across the 35, close to the 38 before he is brought down.
Yeah, when those return guys come racing up the field and catch the football in stride, it makes you a little nervous. And the Wildcats did a good job to bring him down once he caught it after a short return. But the Mustangs going to have pretty good field position right here.
They'll start at their own 38, trailing 14-0. Still 7:40 left to go before halftime. So far, McDonald County has turned it over on downs twice and had to punt. Their last possession was their lengthiest drive, where they took it all the way down inside the Cassville 30, but the drive stalled out. Bailey Lewis gets the fake handoff, and it's nearly intercepted by Ewing as Martin had his eyes fixed on a receiver, and Jerome Ewing read the play all the way, and the ball nearly went right into number 29's arms.
I tell you what, it surprised him that the receiver didn't get a hand on the football. He made a great read, broke on the ball. The ball was never touched by the receiver, and it just surprised Ewing and just wasn't able to get his hands up in time. That's a touchdown right there, Sammy.
So 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. Cassville stays with the 3-man front. They go with 4 linebackers tonight. Lewis gets the call. He's racing to the short side of the field, trying to get to the Cassville sideline. Tripped up from behind. Good tackle made by Ethan Fox, who is back in the Cassville lineup tonight as he comes up to stop Lewis at the 41 after a gain of only 3.
Yeah, nice play, good pursuit. Lewis has got great speed. Fox did a great job of working him to that sideline and then getting into the legs to trip him up.
So McDonald County once again facing 3rd down. This time 3rd down and nearly 8 yards to go. They need to get out to the 48. They're just inside their own 41. 2 receivers in a slot to the left side. They look back to the short side underneath, trying to go down the sidelines to Malone, and the pass is incomplete as it's thrown into the Cassville bench, and we've got an injured McDonald County player, one of their linemen, but now he has made it to his feet and trying to shake it off.
Boy, those guys, I tell you what, in the trenches there, they get run into, twisted up, and I tell you what, I don't know how they don't come up hobbling every single play. And fortunately for that young man and the Mustangs, he was able to run off or jog off the football field.
So Brett Cooper dropping back to his own 14, awaiting the punt of Lewis. Lewis this time with the wind at his back, and we were seeing him booming some in warm-up. We'll see what he can do with this one. A left-footed kicker. It bounces at the 25 and hops straight up in the air and then comes down to the ground and rolls inside the 20 down to the 19.
Now, the way the football was spinning off his foot and hit the ground, I thought the Wildcats may be in trouble right there, as the ball generally tends to keep spinning end over end once it hits the ground right there. But fortunately for the Wildcats, it kind of checked up and just rolled another 1.5 yards or 2 yards.
40-yard kick and no return, and Cassville takes over at their own 19-yard line. The Wildcats leading 14-0, not quite halfway through the second quarter. Sink going to keep it himself. Takes it around the right end as he slides down the line of scrimmage and gets it out close to the 25-yard line. A decent gain there on 1st down. They are going to put it down at the 25 for a pickup of 6.
About just under 6.5 minutes ago until halftime here, Wildcats have an opportunity to really put some space between themselves and the Mustangs. But this is a situation here, the ball security is going to be at a premium. You sure don't want to give the Mustangs a short field here with a turnover.
So 2nd down and 4 facing Cassville. I formation behind Sink. And they pitch the ball to Ferris. Ferris, nice cutback. He's out to the 30-yard line and pushes ahead, trying to pick up that 1st down. It looks like he's got enough yardage for the 1st down. And the Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal. They're first in commercial and farm buildings. You can call for a quote at 888-364-9527.
Yeah, another nice run there by Ferris. I tell you what, Sammy, these players, they know when the opposition, for example, Ferris, talented running back for the Wildcats, he knows Lewis is on the other side of the field. Those guys are playing games with each other tonight. Who's going to have the best night?
Ferris with the football, or excuse me, that's Kanan with the football, and someone reaches in from behind and yanks it free, and the ball was loose. McDonald County says they have it, and it looks like the officials agree. The Mustangs have come up with the loose football, and just what you had said, Cassville can't afford to turn it over down here, but there is a flag on the play over on the far hash, and it's going to be a holding call against Cassville, so McDonald County will decline that penalty, and they're going to take over inside the Wildcat 35.
Kanan trying to go around that left edge, had the ball in his left arm, cut down the field. The defender had actually run past Kanan, but as he went by, he stuck his left arm out and kind of grabbed at his arm and the ball. And as he went by, he just yanked the football out. And you're right, just as we said, this is not the time. The ball security at a premium down here.
First turnover of the night, it goes against the home team, and now McDonald County looking to make the turnover hurt. Cole Martin with time, and now he scrambles out of the pocket, and he's going to run it himself, trying to get to the first down stake over on the far sideline. May have been run out of bounds just short, but still a nice gain on first down by the quarterback for McDonald County.
Looks like there's another flag on the field, and it looks like it might be against the Mustangs.
Illegal shift against McDonald County, and they've had trouble getting some of their guys set. They do a lot of motion, especially with the wideouts, and usually they have 3 or 4 receivers in the formation. And it is a penalty against McDonald County. It's going to back them up to the 38-yard line, and it'll bring up 1st and 15.
Well, the Mustangs doing this Wildcat defense some favors, along with the defense up to this point, playing a really good game.
5:17 left to go here in the first half. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, they've been providing the area with a huge selection of diesel performance products. Call Roark Diesel, 847-6560. Martin wanting to throw again, and he overthrows the intended receiver, and Cooper on the back side of that nearly had a sliding interception, but neither defender or wide receiver could come up with that pass from Martin.
Well, it looked like you had Fox out in the flat in coverage. Martin trying to go over him, went over Fox and the receiver, and as you stated, Cooper right back there behind him, nearly making a great sliding interception. The Mustangs dodged one right there.
So 2nd down and 15 now for McDonald County as we close in on 5 minutes left to go in the half. Cassville leading 14-0. Martin going to keep it himself, runs in behind the blocking of Lewis and trying to catch the Cassville defense a little offset, and Martin is able to move inside the 35 down to about the 33 for a pickup of 5. But that's back to about where they started, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10 right here, just under 5 minutes until halftime here. The clock continuing to run. This is probably 4-down territory, more than likely for the Mustangs.
They've already went for it on 4th down twice in a similar position on the field. Right now it's 3rd and 10 here, and they go trips to the right side. Martin fires over the middle, and he's got a leak wide open at the 25-yard line. He makes the catch and races down inside the 20, down to the 18, and they pick up the first down.
Again, another receiver finding a soft spot in the zone, turning around, and Martin delivering an accurate ball. Nice open field tackle there on the play by Cutter Hicks.
First 3rd down conversion of the night for McDonald County. They are now 1 of 7, turning 3rd downs into 1st downs. They keep the drive moving inside the Cassville 20-yard line. Under 4 minutes now left to go before halftime. Martin, before the play can get started, whistles sound, and Cassville calls a timeout. The Wildcats had some defenders shifting around, and they quickly used the timeout. The timeout on the field brought to you by Security Bank. Any bank can cash checks, accept deposits, and make loans, but the distinguishing factor between banks is their level of service to the customer. Security Bank, you have a talented local bank staff that treats you in a prompt, fair, and professional manner. Security Bank of Southwest Missouri, member FDIC. Other scores around the Big Eight, Monette leading Seneca 7-6. That game still in the first quarter when we got that score. Second quarter score at Aurora, the Hound Dogs leading Nevada 8-6. Marshfield has a 14-0 lead over Mount Vernon. Lamar 26-0 over East Newton. Springfield Catholic down at Hollister, that game tied at 7. And Rogersville with a 14-0 lead at Reed Spring. We've got 14-0 here at Cassville. The Wildcats leading the Mustangs. 3:52 left to go before halftime. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Roark Diesel. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com or give them a call at 847-6560. A huge selection of diesel performance products at Roark Diesel. They specialize in diesel performance. 1st and 10 from the Cassville 18 is where the Mustangs have possession of the football. Couple of backs in the backfield along with Martin. They give the ball to Lewis. Lewis gets ahead of steam, and around the left end he goes, and he takes it all the way down close to the 10-yard line. We'll see if they put him at the 10 or 11. Looks like it will be the 11 for a gain of 7 for Lewis. He's now got 37 yards unofficially on 9 carries, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
Just around that left edge, Lewis got downfield, another physical run.
Mustangs quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. Play clock still plenty of time as we're just now to 10 seconds. Again, McDonald County unbalanced left. They fake it to Lewis this time. Pass down the line to Parnell, and he's trying to fight his way to a first down. Got knocked out of bounds over there on the McDonald County sideline. We'll see if he did get the first down marker, and it looks like he did not. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1.5 yards at the 10.
Martin faked to Lewis in the backfield and then immediately just threw it right down the line of scrimmage all the way out by the McDonald County sideline. And it looked like Parnell may have stepped out just before he took on the contact from Cooper.
They actually put it at the 9. So 3rd down and 1 yard to go for the Mustangs. Martin fires over the middle, caught by a leak at the 2, and he takes it in for the touchdown. They've run that pass pattern a couple of times and have been successful once, and now that makes the 2nd time. They have hooked up Martin and Alik, and this time for a touchdown, and the Mustangs are on the board.
Yeah, turnovers in your own territory often lead to touchdowns. What we just saw, what we talked about a few moments ago, you can't afford to let happen. But that's what the Wildcats are faced with here.
The extra point by McDonald County is also good, and with 3:02 left to go here in the first half, the Mustangs have cut the Cassville lead in half. The Wildcats lead McDonald County 14-7, and now McDonald County will be kicking away. So the turnover does hurt as Cole Martin finds Trent Alik for a 9-yard touchdown pass for the first points of the night for the visitors from Anderson.
Just a bullet by Martin thrown to Alik, running that quick slant pattern and across the goal line.
Looks like Jericho Ferris, Brett Cooper will drop back deep for the Wildcats to await the kick. And kicking off for the Mustangs will be Jared Mora. He's a junior. He's got the wind at his back. It's let up just a little bit, but has not completely gone away. Mora gets the whistle, approaches, puts the ball in the air. It's a short kick down the right hash. Bounces at the 22-yard line, scooped up by Ferris. He's out across the 25, across the 30. He's into open field, and he is gone. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cassville.
Short kick. Ferris actually let the ball hit the ground, picked it up on one hop, and straight down the field he went. Angled just a little bit towards that Wildcat sideline, but great job blocking up front. Ferris hitting a seam, and down the sideline he went. What a way to answer a touchdown right there is to return the opening or return the kickoff, and Ferris did just that. and you can feel the momentum swing right back to the Wildcats.
The Wildcat touchdown, a 77-yard kickoff return for Jericho Ferris, brought to you by Willis Insurance. For over 130 years, Willis has been there for all your insurance needs. They're located in Shell Knob as well as Cassville. 2 locations to better serve the area. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Peter Littlefield in to attempt the point after, and again he hooks it wide to the left. And the extra point attempt fails. It's brought to you by the Barbecue Station. The Barbecue Station is the sweet smell of midday on Main Street in Cassville. All your great tasting barbecue favorites, beef, pork, sides, and desserts, all at the Barbecue Station, 900 Main in Cassville. You can also call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. Littlefield is a soccer player, and he kicks soccer style, stepping off to the side and then coming through with the sweeping leg motion. And right now he's having a little difficulty adjusting to just how much he wants that leg to sweep across his body as he's pulled both of his extra point tries wide to the left. This is his first time kicking, with Drake Reese out again this week. They got Littlefield to come in to kick for him, and it's a learning experience for him. And like you pointed out earlier, and on that kick there, he's got plenty of distance. He's just got to figure out the accuracy now.
Need to work on that accuracy just a little bit. And
he's going to kick this one away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. So 20-7, Cassville with the lead with 2:50 left to go in the half. They answer the McDonald County touchdown with a kickoff return for a score. Special teams excitement here at Wildcat Stadium. A short kick fielded by Alik back at his own 18-yard line. He'll bring it up the far hash, and he's going to try to bust one, but Cassville brings him down just shy of midfield. But another good return by Alik, and that's the second time tonight he has nearly took one the distance as he returns that one all the way to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, just another situation, kind of a pooch kick, a short kick. Alik catching it with a full head of steam, and his blockers out front doing a good job, and a big return there, nearly getting to midfield.
So 1st and 10, Mustangs at their own 47. Cassville with a 20-7 lead. 2:43 left to go before halftime. Martin with 3 receivers to the right side. He's got Lewis off his right hip, and he gives the ball to Bailey Lewis, and Bailey Lewis trying to sneak his way through the middle of the Cassville defense, but is only able to gain maybe 2 as he is stopped short of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, took a big hit there by Kanan. Middle linebacker for the Wildcats doing a nice job reading the play, making contact with the Mustang ball carrier just beyond the line of scrimmage.
So it's a pickup of a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8. Ball resting just shy of the 49-yard line of McDonald County. Clock continuing to move as we close in on 2 minutes left to go here before halftime. Again, 3 receivers to the right side. McDonald County likes to spread you out. Pressure coming from the right side on Martin, and he throws down the far sideline. The catch is made by Malone as he got behind the secondary, and he races all the way down inside the 10, and it's going to be 1st and goal, McDonald County.
Yeah, just a go route there. Malone just ran straight down the McDonald County sideline, and Martin put the ball out with great touch just out in front of him. He reached out in stride, caught the football, and was brought down inside the 10-yard line. It's just speed right there, and a quarterback making a great throw.
A 44-yard completion to Malone. It's 1st and goal, McDonald County at the 7. Now they give the ball to Lewis, and Lewis trying to wait for a couple of blockers to help him out. They do shove ahead to the 3, but it'll bring up 2nd goal from there.
Clock continuing to run, down to around about 1 minute and 20 seconds to go until halftime here. Mustangs probably going to work the clock a little bit here. Try to leave as much time as possible if they're able to score, leave as much time as possible, or take as much time as possible off the clock for the Wildcats.
They've got two running backs with Martin, and then they send a pair of receivers to the left. They give to the second man through and go off left tackle, and he takes it in for the score, and that was a new ball carrier. Zion Gutierrez, a junior running back, goes off left tackle and plunges in from 3 yards out, and the Mustangs add to their total. It's now 20-13 with less than a minute to go here before halftime.
8-0 at the end of the first quarter, Sammy, and then all of a sudden here late in the second quarter, it's turned into a bit of a track meet. Both teams finding different ways to get in the end zone.
The extra point by the Mustangs is up and good, so it's back to a 7-point ball game with less than a minute to go before the break. 20 to 14. It's a 6-point lead for Cassville as they miss that last extra point try. So it's a 6-point game, 20 to 14. The Wildcats with the lead, under a minute to go before the break. A good return by Alik set up a shorter field for the Mustangs, and they quickly moved it down the field. The big play coming on that 44-yard pass completion to Levi Malone. Took the Mustangs only 4 plays to go the 53 yards.
The Wildcats are going to have, by the time the offense gets the football, they're going to have under 50 seconds more than likely, with the wind in their face.
Ferris and Cooper back again to await the kick of Mora. Jericho Ferris returned the last kick for a touchdown. We'll see if Mora wants to kick it to the other side of the field this time. And he does. He's going to give Brett Cooper the opportunity from the right hash. Cooper going to bring it back across the field, waiting for a wall to set up. Now he turns it upfield. He's across the 30, but he is going to be stood up there. And the Wildcats will have 44 seconds left to play here before halftime to try to get some points on the board, but they're going to have nearly 70 yards to go.
70 yards, wind in their face will make it difficult to throw the football downfield. Not impossible, but more difficult than normal.
So we'll see what offensive coordinator Clay Weldy has in store here. They go with a split backfield, receivers right and left. Tight end off to the right side as well, and they give the ball to Kanan. Kanan blasts up the middle, and he's got a big hole. The umpire got in his way, or he may have had even more yardage, but he still is able to take it all the way out to the 50-yard line and pick up a Wildcat first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. Give them a call at 888-364-9527. 19 yards on the carry for Kanan. And again, they give the ball to Kanan. The pile continuing to push forward. It's turned into a rugby scrum, and they push it all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Another first down. And that pile moved 4 or 5 yards in a scrum. Wildcats not electing to stop the clock here. They're just hustling up and getting under center.
15 seconds left to go here in the half. Sink. Rolling to his right, looks back, and he's got Ferris wide open. The catch at the 25, and he takes it down the sidelines. Touchdown, Cassville.
Great play call right there. Wildcats line up in kind of a unique formation over there, kind of a bunch set to the right side. Sink takes a snap, rolls right, but Ferris leaks out the backside, runs the wheel route right down the Wildcat sideline, wide open. Great throw by Sink. Ferris makes the catch and races into the end zone. Great job right there. 4 seconds. The Wildcats scored with 4 seconds before halftime.
And they are going to set up in the old swinging gate to try to go for 2 and get that missed extra point back. And McDonald County does not like what they see, and they're going to have to use a timeout to try to regroup. So a 40-yard touchdown pass from Sink to Ferris has given Cassville the momentum once again, with 4 seconds left to go here in the first half. Boy, have we seen a lot of momentum swings here in the last probably 8 to 9 minutes of this football game.
The second half, the second quarter, late in the second quarter, just up and down this field, and points all over the place. Again, it was 8-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's 26-14 right now, with the Wildcats looking to go for 2.
Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887. They're conveniently located on the square in Cassville and also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shellknob. Stop by Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Wildcats going back to a more traditional formation, or at least it appears. We'll see what happens here. They are still going to line up to go for 2, and now they break huddle and go back to the swinging gate again. Sink is over in the middle of the field. They got a cluster of linemen along with Ferris over to the left side and Cooper all alone over to the right side. They give it to Sink, and he just takes it right up the middle and into the end zone. Not enough defenders there to stop him, and the two-point conversion is good, and it's 28-14. Cassville back to a 14-point advantage. Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by the Barbecue Station. Get your bib on at the Barbecue Station. The best Texas-style barbecue served right here in the Ozarks at 900 Main in Cassville.
Swinging gate, and the Mustangs really not sure how to defend it right there, as trying to keep an eye on Kanan and Ferris out there in space, and you called it. Sink took the snap and just ran straight ahead and ran over a couple of defenders on the way for the second successful two-point conversion the Wildcats have had tonight.
So Peter Littlefield will now kick it away for the Wildcats. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. At Baywash Car Wash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Leak and Lewis back at their own 15, awaiting the kick. 4 seconds left to go here before halftime.
Littlefield just needs to kick a ground ball here right at somebody, but not a Leak.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it away from number one. And he does kick a line drive down the Cassville sideline, but it's going to go out of bounds. It hooked enough to get to the sidelines, and McDonald County.
Unfortunately, that doesn't run any of the 4 seconds off the clock, so the Mustangs, with those 5 wide receivers, will have an opportunity to throw a ball if they choose to try to go deep here on this Wildcat defense.
Yeah, even though Alik has had a couple of great returns tonight, they're going to take the ball at the 35 and give their quarterback Cole Martin an opportunity here with 4 seconds left to go before the break.
Well, if you're in the secondary for the Wildcats, looks like both corners, the safeties are going to be well downfield, but you cannot afford to let anyone behind you in this situation.
3 receivers to the right. Twins out to the left. Martin all alone in the backfield. Cassville staying with the 3-man front. Here comes Barbie on a delayed blitz, and he's going to force Martin to move, and he tackles him from behind for a loss on the play.
Yeah, great job there by Barbie. Just a little stunt coming from the backside. And Barbie didn't allow the receivers to get downfield, didn't allow Martin enough time to throw the football downfield. Came from the backside, able to trip him up. Really good job there by Barbie.
He timed it really well, too.
Absolutely.
He started sneaking up towards the line of scrimmage, kind of creeping, and then he kind of started into a trot and timed it perfectly. As the snap came back to Martin, Barbie was already coming across the line of scrimmage and made his way back to the backfield and forced him out of the pocket and then was able to run him down for the quarterback sack. So we have reached halftime here at Wildcat Stadium, and as they head to the locker room, Cassville leading McDonald County 28-14. We'll take a break and be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care, with locations in Cassville, Neosho, Aurora, Mount Vernon, and Joplin. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Sports World. For sporting goods, in-stock school athletic clothing, trophies, and Letterman's jackets, drop by Sports World, 709 Main Street in Cassville, or give them a call, 417-847-5366. And tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the square in Cassville. If you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, Tomlin's Jewelry has been doing it right for over 55 years. We have reached halftime here at Wildcat Stadium. Cassville leading McDonald County 28-14. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire, family-owned and operated in Golden, Missouri. They've been serving their customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Shoemaker Tire, people you can trust for tires. Find them online at shoemakertire.com. Looking at our scoring summary from the first half, the Wildcats got on the board first, 7:10 left to go in the first quarter, a 49-yard run from Zach Kanan. The two-point conversion good, had Wildcats out to an 8-0 lead. 7:47 left to go. A 5-yard run from Jericho Ferris. The extra point was no good, made it 14-0 Cassville early on in the second quarter. And then things got crazy. It was back and forth through the final 4 minutes of the first half of play. McDonald County got a 9-yard pass from Cole Martin to Trent Alik with 3:02 left to go in the half. Then Cassville, on the ensuing kickoff, Jericho Ferris returned it 77 yards for a score to make it 20-7. McDonald County comes back with a touchdown with less than a minute to go on a 3-yard run from Zion Gutierrez to make it 20-14. And then with 4 seconds left to play, Hayden Sink hooks up with Jericho Ferris on a 40-yard touchdown pass. The two-point conversion good, 28-14. Wildcats with the lead here at the break.
Yeah, crazy first half. A lot of fun to watch. And what a half of football for Jericho Ferris. 3 touchdowns, scoring in out of the backfield running the football, out of the backfield receiving the football, and in special teams. Just a great half of football for Ferris. But Wildcats kind of shoot themselves in the foot a little bit with a turnover, leads to a touchdown, score on the ensuing kickoff, get the points right back, and then they're able to get in the end zone just right before half. Just a great job there, and Wildcats 2-score lead here.
28-14, Cassville with the lead here at the break. Again, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. Over 50 years, they've been taking care of their customers like no one else. Call Shoemaker Tire at 417-271-3490. Other scores around the Big Eight. Monette leading Seneca 24-6. That game late in the first half. Nevada has a 26-14 lead over Aurora. That game has reached halftime. Marshfield on top of Mount Vernon 21-7 at the half. Lamar all over Nevada 32-0 at halftime. Springfield Catholic and Hollister in the second quarter, 7-7 ball game. And Rogersville leads Reed Spring 14-0. That game also in the second quarter. Cassville 28-14 over McDonald County here at halftime at Wildcat Stadium. We're going to take another break. Be back with the first half stats. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Back with you here at Cassville. We are at halftime. The Wildcats lead the McDonald County Mustangs 28-14. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. They have been a name you can count on for tires since 1961. Mark and the gang will have you up and running when you need a new set of tires in no time flat or just when you have no time for a flat. Shoemaker Tire, Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. Wildcats with the 28-14 lead. Looking at the stats from the first two quarters tonight, McDonald County, 16 rushes for 41 yards. The Mustangs completed 9 of 17 passes for 113 yards. Mustangs totaling up 154 yards of offense here in the first two quarters. They picked up 7 first downs, did not turn the ball over. They were penalized 3 times for 15 yards, and they punted twice for a 33-yard average. Cassville carried the ball 18 times for 150 yards. The Wildcats completing 2 of 5 passing attempts for 79 yards for a total of 229 yards of offense. The Wildcats also with 7 first downs. Cassville with 1 turnover, that coming on a lost fumble. They were not penalized, and they punted once for 41 yards. McDonald County on the night, their leading ball carrier has been Bailey Lewis, as he has rushed for 43 yards on 11 carries here in the first half of play. The touchdown run coming from Zion Gutierrez, and that was good from 3 yards out. Trent Alik has 3 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. Levi Malone has 3 catches for 61 yards here in the first half. We've got Eli McClain, 1 catch for 9 yards. Also Colton Ruddick, 1 catch for 4 yards. And it is Jack Parnell, 1 catch for 2 yards in the first half of play. For Cassville, they were led with the ground attack. Zach Kanan, 3 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown. Hayden Sink had 37 yards on 6 carries. Jericho Ferris, 35 yards on 9 carries, and one of those runs was good for a touchdown as well. Ferris also has a touchdown reception, and that was good for 40 yards. And it was also Spencer Moeller, 1 catch for 39 yards, the 2 completions from Hayden Sink here in the first half. So Ferris with 3 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a special teams touchdown on the kick return. And he threw a pass tonight. He could have all kinds of craziness going on. We've seen a lot of craziness here in the second quarter.
Hey, if he didn't panic just a little bit,
he would have a touchdown pass.
Have a touchdown pass because there was nobody within 30 yards of Brett Cooper, and you could just see it. He's wide open, and he just panicked a little bit and just overthrew it.
I wonder if that might be a little history right there if that would have happened. A touchdown reception, a touchdown rushing, a touchdown pass, and a special teams touchdown.
Hey, find a way to get it in the end zone. Ferris has found a way in multiple ways tonight.
Well, the Wildcats and the Mustangs going through their final warm-ups, get set to start the second half. Cassville leading 28-14 here at the break. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. People you can trust for tires. You can find them online at shoemakertire.com. Drop by Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri, or give them a call, 417-271-3490. We'll step aside and be back with quarter number 3. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Sammy Clapper and Jeremy Marple back with you here at Wildcat Stadium. Todd Speakman on side, running the camera for us on CassvilleWebTV.com. Glad to be with you here tonight as we get set to start the second half. Cassville leading McDonald County 28-14, and the Wildcats will get the football to start the third quarter. Tonight's third quarter brought to you as always by J&M Pallet Company. You can give them a call for all your pallet needs. They build and design new and custom-built pallets at J&M Pallet Company. Phone 847-6732. That's 847-6732. 3-2. Jared Moore will kick the ball away. Ferris and Cooper back deep, and they're going to kick to Cooper again after Ferris returned that one for a touchdown back in the first half. Cooper with a nice return up the Cassville sideline, breaks a tackle at the 35, spins away from another man, and takes it out across the 40 before he is shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, nice job there by Cooper, working his way through some defenders. Nice spin move. Was brought down right on that Wildcat sideline. Wildcat's going to have great starting field position here to start the second half.
Put it down at the 43-yard line, and Cassville will start their first drive of the third quarter from there. Wildcats with a 28-14 lead as we start here in quarter number 3. Twin receivers to the left, split backfield, Ferris and Kanan behind Hayden Sink. They give the ball to Ferris. Right off tackle he goes, and he races out to the 50-yard line as he picks up about 6 or 7 yards on his first carry of the second half and takes it to midfield.
Yeah, nice run. Good job up front on that right side. Ferris continuing to run the football hard. Just had a really nice season, Sammy. Found his way into the end zone a bunch of times, 3 more times here tonight.
If he has a good second half, he can surpass 1,200 yards rushing here on the season. They give on the end around to Cooper. Cooper with a little misdirection, races inside the 45-yard line down to the 43 and picks up a Cassville first down. Wildcat First Down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. You can find them online at SuperiorMetalSalesInc.com.
A nice play call right there. Cooper coming back against the grain right behind the offensive lineman, taking that handoff, going around the left edge.
A pickup of 7 yards, 1st and 10 Cassville at the McDonald County 43-yard line. 1 minute gone here in the second half. Cassville moving the football. They give the ball to Ferris, runs straight ahead this time behind Kanan, and a couple of defensive linemen plug up the holes. Ferris is able to fight forward to the 40-yard line and pick up about 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Well, the offensive line of the Wildcats getting a good surge, good push up front, moving that defensive front down the field. Ferris wasn't touched until he ran into the back of his offensive lineman about 3 yards down the field.
McDonald County stays with the 4-man front defensively, and around the right end goes Ferris. Kanan leading the way, and Ferris plows ahead inside the 35, down to the 31, and picks up another first down. Wildcat First Down brought to you by Superior Metal. They're first in metal roofing. You can look them up on Facebook or YouTube and request a free quote.
Well, the Wildcats coming out here in this second half, just running the football, working their way down the field, going to try to eat some clock here in the third quarter with this drive.
After the 9-yard gain, first down Cassville. Sink going to keep it himself, cuts it back inside the 25, keeps his feet up underneath him, and uses that strength to push ahead to the 22. Good second effort and third effort by Sink. Gained him an extra 3 or 4 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 1 after a pickup of 9.
Yeah, good job there. Sink doing a good job in the option game, reading the play, taking it himself.
Sink now unofficially 46 yards rushing on the night on 7 carries. 2nd and 1, Cassville. Ferris gets the call again, makes a cutback, has the first down inside the 20, and backs his way down to the 15. Ferris has that unique ability. Even if he gets spun around, he can keep pushing with those legs and pick up extra yardage, and he got an extra 3 or 4 there as it's a gain of 7 and 1st and 10 Wildcats.
A strong kid, 185 pounds. Don't know there's an ounce of fat on him. 5'10", 185 pounds, a strong, explosive kid.
Wildcats continue to run the football. Kanan off left tackle, plows his way down to the 5 before he is tripped up. Zach Kanan got ahead of steam before he saw anybody come up and try to make a tackle on him. And they are going to place him down just shy of the 5, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
Well, the Wildcats have put a really nice drive together here. They need to go ahead and finish it off, but just a great drive to start this second half.
They've held the ball for nearly 4 minutes, and they've pushed it down to the 5.5-yard line. Ferris, with Kanan leading the way, gets to the edge and slices into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville. He had Cutter Hicks with a seal block out near the sideline, but he saw a little seam open up and decided, hey, I don't need to go all the way to the edge. I can take it in right here. And he turned the corner and put it in for 6.
Well, nice job. Again, great drive to start this game start this half for the Wildcats, working their way downfield. Ferris ultimately ending up getting into the end zone for the 4th time tonight, and just great blocking up front.
Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. If you're at the lake, come on in and see the folks at Willis Insurance in Shell Knob, or give them a call in the Bridgeway Plaza, 858-3747. Wildcats line up to go for 2. And Sink going to turn the edge with Kanan and Ferris leading the way, and he walks into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful. And the Wildcat extra point brought to you by the barbecue station. Get your bib on at the barbecue station. 900 Main, just north of the Cassville Square. Call 847-0470. 8 plays, 57 yards, and the Wildcats extend their lead 36-14 now over the Mustangs. Take just shy of 4 minutes off the clock here to start the second half.
Well, just what the doctor ordered coming out after halftime, winning the coin flip, deferring, going into halftime with that 2-touchdown lead. They come out, methodical drive down the field, just great job up front. Those guys just road grading up there, clearing lanes for Jericho Ferris, for these running backs, Zach Kanan, also the quarterback Hayden Sink, and they just march their way down the field and punch it in the end zone. So great job to start the second half.
Peter Littlefield will kick it off for the Wildcats. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash with the IQ Soft Cloth Automatic. Custom wash technology that gives you the perfect wash every time. Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Aleek and Lewis back at their own 10, awaiting the kick of Littlefield. The wind once again at the back of the Cassville kicker. And he gets a little better leg into this one. It's going to take Lewis all the way back to the 10-yard line. He'll bring it up the middle of the field. He's out across the 25 and takes it out to the 30 before he is finally wrestled to the turf.
Good job in coverage there. Guys maintaining, staying in their lanes, containing on the edges, not letting Lewis have an opportunity to bounce it to the outside, keep him in the middle of the field. So nice job there in coverage.
Yeah, because Lewis and Aleek both have a lot of speed, and It doesn't take them but about a step, and they're at full speed already. So
that's right.
You got to contain them quickly or they can hurt you. We've already seen Aleek with a couple of long returns tonight. Cole Martin fires a pass over the right side. The catch is made by Parnell out across the 35, short of the first down marker, though, and Martin throwing the ball from one hash way outside the other, but it was on a line. He's got a strong throwing arm, and he picks up 6 yards.
Very strong, just a bullet coming out of there. When he makes his mind up to throw it, he knows where he wants to go and really just lets it rip. And, hey, these wide receivers do a good job of catching too.
Yeah, as hard as he throws some of those, you better be ready to catch it or you're going to be eating one. 2nd down and 4, and now we've got movement again. And again, McDonald County bringing guys in motion, and we've got movement on the Mustang side, and it'll back them up 5 yards once again. They've been penalized 4 times, and 3 of those have been for guys either not getting set or 2 guys in motion at the same time. So it takes it back to the 32, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. (36-14), Cassville with the lead. 7:32 left to go here in quarter number 3. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. They specialize in new, used, and custom-built pallets. Call 847-6732. 3 receivers to the left, but they're going to run the ball. They give the ball to Lewis, and Lewis breaks free as he drags a couple of tacklers along with him out across the 40-yard line for a first down.
Lewis, a strong back. They don't list heights and weights on the McDonald County roster, but Lewis is not a small back, and he's got that speed. And we just saw how he finished the run right there. He got some power in those legs as well.
Picks up 10 yards, 1st and 10, Mustangs at their own 42. They keep the 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Martin and Lewis all alone in the backfield. Martin steps up in the pocket. Now he looks like he wants to run the ball, ducks his head, and slips out to the 45-yard line, maybe 46. Short gain on 1st down. And they do give him the 46 for a pickup of 4 yards.
That's another aspect of Martin's game that he doesn't seem to do a lot.
He's only carried 4 times tonight.
But he's certainly had opportunities where he could have run the football. He elects to throw. He likes to throw the ball down the field, obviously. But he will run it if needed.
And one of those carries was not a designed play. It was because he was scrambling from pressure. So Martin steps up in traffic, and he cannot deliver the football this time. As reaching in from behind and grabbing a hold was Hayden Sink, and he kind of pulled Martin's throwing arm back, and he couldn't release the football, and he had to dive on it for a loss back at the 42.
The Wildcat quarterback getting some time on the defensive side of the football. First time that I believe that he's played defense for the Wildcats this season. But he's certainly
They were going to have
certainly
him
big enough.
I know he played a little bit back in that Mount Vernon game, maybe just one series. They had him listed to start as linebacker, and then they made some shuffling around there. And of course, then he got hurt in that game, and he was out for a couple of weeks. But, yeah, you're right. He is seeing a little time on the defensive side here tonight. And he is chasing Martin right now, but Martin scrambling away to the McDonald County sideline, throws it underneath, and it's intercepted by Barbie. Barbie comes up with another pick for Cassville, and he will return it to the 45-yard line.
And may have fumbled the interception, and it looks like he did. Barbie got the interception, tried to return it up the McDonald County sideline, took a vicious hit over there, and it appears the ball came free, and the Mustangs get on the football right in front of the McDonald County bench, so they will maintain possession to keep this drive alive.
And that will spot the ball down at the Cassville 45-yard line, so it ends up being a 13-yard gain off of an interception of all things. But the interception after the ball was picked on the return was fumbled, and Mustangs take over possession of the football. Lewis, handoff goes to him from Martin, and Lewis takes it down to the 43 for a gain of only 2. Lewis now with 55 yards on the night on 13 carries. 4:31 left to go third quarter. Cassville leading 36-14. Second down and 10 for McDonald County at the Cassville 43. Mustangs break huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage. Pair of receivers to the right side. They've got 2 backs in the backfield along with Martin. And Martin gives it to Lewis again. Lewis tries to pick his way around the right end, then wanted to cut back to his left, but kind of got tangled up with one of his offensive linemen. He's still able to pick up positive yardage down to the 41 for a gain of 2.
Yeah, somehow he was able to, as you said, able to get some positive yardage. The Wildcats defended it very well. But Lewis, he was on the back of one of his offensive linemen, just kept those legs churning, was able to scoot his way along the back of the offensive lineman to pick up that yardage.
McDonald County just 1 of 8 on third down conversions in the first half. It's their first third down conversion try here in the second half, and Lewis keeps his feet underneath him after getting knocked off balance, but he is going to come up short of the first down. He needed to get down to the 35, and the Wildcats defense drops him down at the 37 after a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
4th down and a long one, maybe 2 here, and the Wildcats bringing in some bigger bodies along that defensive line, looking at short yardage here.
McDonald County 0 for 2 on 4th down conversion tries back in the first half. Trailing 36-14 with less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're going to line up to go for it here. Martin going to run it himself. A quick race around the right end. He's got the first down. He's got blockers, and he's got the sideline. He's at the 20. He's at the 15, at the 10, and finally forced out of play down close to the 5-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they just found a spot where they had numbers on the right edge, and Martin took that snap and worked his way that way over near the McDonald County sideline. They just had more blockers leading the way than the Wildcats had tacklers over there, and a big play on 4th down for the Mustangs.
They put him down at the 6-yard line, a gain of 31 yards for Cole Martin, and 1st and goal, McDonald County. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Martin takes the snap, gives it to Lewis. Lewis waits for a couple of blocks to develop, and then second effort dives into the end zone. It looked like he was going to be bottled up around the 3, but then suddenly he come flying out of the pile and into the end zone for the score.
There's no quit. Lewis, very tough runner. No reason he should have got in the end zone right there other than just pure effort on his part. Found a way to get through with an outstretched arm, cross the goal line with the football. Great individual effort.
Mora in to attempt the point after, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with 2:04 left to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 36-21 now. Cassville with the lead over McDonald County. The Mustangs with an 11-play, 69-yard drive. Took nearly 6 minutes off the clock, and they punch it in from 6 yards out as Bailey Lewis takes it in for the score.
Well, with that touchdown, as you just stated, they took nearly 6 minutes off the clock, which with about 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter is not their friend. So Wildcats, if they didn't want to give up touchdowns, obviously, but they made them earn it and made them use a lot of clock to do it.
Tonight's 3rd quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. They repair used pallets, build and design new and custom pallets. During this game and the games to come, Jeff reminds team members that through God all things are possible. Phone J&M Pallet Company at 847-6732. That's 847-6732. Jared Moore to tee it up for the Mustangs. Cooper and Ferris awaiting the kick back at their own 20-yard line.
Wildcats need to be on their toes. Anything can happen here in the kicking game. There you
Little
go.
squib kick by Mora. Bounces through the front line and then is fallen on between the 35 and the 40-yard line. Good job that time, and that was
Ewing.
Ewing and Miller both over there. Justin Miller and Jerome Ewing, and Jerome Ewing was able to fall on the football and secure it for the Wildcats, and they'll take over at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, just what we were talking about right there. You got to watch out. A kick like that could easily hit one of the up guys, and Mustangs take over possession, but Wildcats do a good job falling on the football.
Sink is going to run it himself on 1st down, sidesteps the defender and takes it across the 40 out to the 42, maybe the 43. Little second shove there by one of the offensive linemen, may have gained enough space, and it is the 43-yard line for Sink. So a nice pickup on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Well, right here, the Wildcats just need to do what they do. Work their way, run the offense, control that line of scrimmage, work the way down the field, continue to eat clock.
Sink will give the ball to Ferris this time. Kick out block from Kanan, and Ferris tries to spin back across the 45, and second effort gets him the 1st down. Ferris again pushing with his legs going backwards, and he shoves a couple of defenders for a 1st down at the 48. The Wildcat 1st down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. Find them online at superiormetalsalesinc.com.
Yeah, great effort there by Ferris. We were watching a couple really good backs out here tonight. And Ferris right there held up a yard short of the 1st down marker, and just that second, third effort gave him the 1st down.
Kanan this time tiptoes his way through the line of scrimmage, takes it across midfield into Mustang territory, still pushing ahead, and takes it down to the 46-yard line. So that's a gain of 6 yards for Kanan, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Now, once again, and Kanan having a good night tonight as well, not only carrying the football, but on the defensive side, but just another one of those backs they run with a linebacker mentality.
Kanan closing in on 100 yards rushing here in the ball game. Ferris gets the call this time, and Kanan springs him down the sidelines. Ferris at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Wildcats.
Wow, have a night, Jericho Ferris. What a run. As you said it, great block there by Kanan, and Ferris broke, just put his foot in the ground and shot inside of the block. Down the field he went. Just a great explosive run. Once again, Jericho Ferris. Big play, Wildcat offense.
Yeah, there was a defensive back that actually had a pretty decent angle on Ferris, and Ferris just outrun him down the sidelines and took it to the house for the score. Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. 2 locations to serve you better. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Wildcats again lining up to go for 2, and Ferris this time, Sink gets the call to Kanan, and it was, I thought they were going to snap it there to one of the running backs, but Sink hands it off to Kanan, and Kanan off left tackle dives into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. The extra point brought to you by the Barbecue Station, 900 Main, just north of the Cassville Square. You can call them for all your catering events at 847-0470, or just drop by and visit the folks at the Barbecue Station for great tasting barbecue. One bite will put them at the top of your list of favorite places to eat. 46-yard touchdown run for Jericho Ferris. 4 plays, 63 yards, took only 2 minutes off the clock. And the Wildcats now lead 44-21.
Well, once again, the Wildcats answer a McDonald County touchdown. McDonald County will score, try to claw their way back in. The Wildcats immediately come back and put points on the board. So great job answering by this Wildcat offense.
Peter Littlefield set to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Alik and Lewis back at their own 10-yard line, awaiting the kick of Littlefield. 16.9 seconds left here in the third quarter. High kick, a little deeper this time. Fielded back at the 15 by Alik. He'll bring it up the middle and now kicks it out beyond the hash, trying to get to the edge, breaks the tackle, turns it up at the 35-yard line, and is finally knocked out of play. Did a good job of getting away from a man back between the 25 and the 30 and picking up a few extra yards. So McDonald County with decent starting field position at their own 34 on this drive. Just 7 seconds left here in quarter number 3, so the Mustangs will get 1 play here before we head to the 4th. Leak, Malone, and Parnell. That's McLean and Parnell. And now Lewis joins the 3 receivers. So they got 4 guys out here. They're going to try a little screen to Lewis, and Lewis slides through one tackle, ducks his head, and drives through another tackler and picks up a first down across the 50. Made a nice move to get away from a man at the 35 and then showed his power as he just ducked his head and shoulders and just drove through a defender and picked up a lot of extra yards.
And that's Fox who took the shot coming off the sideline here. And I tell you, he took a big-time shot. And coming over here, he's going to see the trainer. And coming off the field on his own. But, boy, I tell you what, that was vicious. And looks like he's favoring that left arm a little bit. Didn't look good, and we'll see what happens.
First down picked up by the Mustangs on the final play of the third quarter, so they'll set the clock and we'll head to quarter number 4. Final 12 minutes now here in the ball game. Cassville leading 44-21. And tonight's fourth quarter is brought to you by Remington's Place. Remington's Place is proud to sponsor Wildcat football, and they're open before, during, and after the game. 209 Highway 76, south of Cassville. Call Remington's Place, 847-0368. Other scores around the Big 8. We've got in the third quarter, Nevada leading Aurora over at Kelly Field, 32-14. Also in the third quarter, Lamar has extended their lead over East Newton, 39-0. And all the other scores we had were still halftime scores, so we'll try to update those as we go along here in quarter number 4.
Well, I tell you what, Sammy, Ethan Fox came over here. He was visiting with the trainer. Looked to be, from what our cameraman and I were looking at, that left arm looked to be in pretty bad shape. Got a little inspection over here by the trainer, and he's up asking to go back in the game.
1st and 10 Mustangs at the Cassville 47-yard line. Martin again throwing, this time complete to Levi Malone on the slant, and a great run after the catch by Malone. Takes it all the way down inside the 25.
Malone, big-bodied receiver, just a sophomore for the Mustangs. Ran a nice route, and here comes Fox back into the game. So a tough kid coming back in the ball game. But a nice route there by Malone, and again, just a bullet thrown out there by Martin. Malone went up with the hands, caught it, and a big gain there for the Mustangs.
Pick up at 24 yards down to the Cassville 24-yard line. 11:30 left to play. Cassville leading 44-21, but the Mustangs once again driving. Cole Martin, the quarterback, has Bailey off his right hip. Wanting to throw the ball, goes to the short side. The catch is made by Malone, and the Cassville, in front of the Cassville bench, it's going to go for a short gain.
Good job there, Brett Cooper, right there in coverage as the ball was received by the Mustang right in front of the Wildcat bench.
It's a gain of 5. Malone now has 5 catches for 90 yards on the night, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for McDonald County. Again, they send trips out to the right side. No receiver to the opposite side this time, and Lewis in the backfield. And they give the ball to Lewis, and he'll bring it to the short side of the field, trying to get away from Barbie, but he can't get away from Kanan. Kanan wraps him up and drops him after a pickup of only 1.
Yeah, Lewis running through some arm tackles, trying to get in there and get a hold of the legs. He just powers out of those, but I tell you what, Kanan came through, was able to wrap him up and twist him to the ground. And I tell you, if Kanan gets a hold of you, it's going to be hard to get away. Not only a great linebacker for this Wildcat football team, but really, really good wrestler for the Wildcat wrestling program.
3rd down and 4. McDonald County once again facing a 3rd down situation, and Martin trying to convert. And he's got Malone in the back corner of the end zone. He goes up, and does he catch the football? No, he cannot hang on at the end line as the pass goes incomplete. A well-placed ball by Martin. Only his receiver would have the opportunity to catch that one, but Levi Malone could not come down with it in the back corner of the end zone.
Well, and Cooper's looking for he's looking for his safety coming over the top on that play, and Wildcat safety just got there late.
So 4th down and 4. McDonald County will go for it once again. They're 0 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries. We'll see if the Cassville defense can come up with another stop. Less than 10 minutes to go in the ball game. The Wildcats leading 44-21. Martin fakes the handoff to Lewis. He's got room to run if he wants to take off, and now he waits too long and may have not gotten there. We'll see where they spot the football, as a couple of Cassville defenders were able to get to him. It looked like he had plenty of time to race around the end and pick up the 1st down, but then he kept wanting to throw the football.
It's going to be close.
And
yeah, just like we talked about, he's got the ability to run. He's a little hesitant to do it. If he takes off right there, he picks it up easily, but he's looking downfield trying to throw the football.
They're bringing the chains on, and he is short by a couple of feet.
Yeah.
The measurement is brought to you by White Funeral Home, where they measure their success by the satisfaction of those they serve. At White Funeral Home, they give the extra measure to help those that come to them in their time of family need. And the Wildcat defense holds on downs for the 3rd time tonight.
Hey, if he runs the football there, he picks up the 1st down. He was hesitant, looking for a bigger play downfield, which allowed the Wildcat defense, as you said, to pursue and bring him down short of the 1st down. Really good job.
So Cassville takes over with 9:45 to go here in the football game at their own 15-yard line, leading 44-21. On 1st down, the Wildcats running the football off right side, and taking it out across the 20 to the 21 is Zach Kanan, as he is able to pick up 6 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, left side of that offensive line, good push. Kanan coming in behind him, and tell you what, 6 yards on 1st down, 6-7 yards on 1st down. Wildcats will take that all night long.
Wildcats taking their time coming out of the huddle now, too, as clock is their friend with 9 minutes left to play and leading 44-21. We've seen them use the time management in the past, and they're doing it once again. Sink taking the snap with 2 seconds on the play clock. He gives the ball to Kanan again, and Kanan dropped at the 24-yard line. Well, it looks like one of the officials say his knee may have went down around the 23. And it looks like they're going to split the difference, put it between the 23 and the 24 for a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yep, Wildcats going to watch this clock, going to really try to shorten this quarter here.
Breeze is picked up once again as well here in the 4th quarter. Cassville going into that northerly wind. They're not worried about throwing the ball right now. They're worried about grinding out the yardage on the ground and running this clock out. So 3rd and short, Sink with the quarterback keeper that has been so successful, and his second effort is going to get him more than just enough yardage for the first down. The pile still moving forward out to the 35-yard line. Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales, first in commercial and farm buildings. Check them out on Facebook or YouTube and request a free quote.
Quarterback sneak turned into a 7 or 8 yard gain right there. Maybe not quite that much, but maybe 5-yard gain. But impressive. We've seen that a couple of times, 2 or 3 times out of these Wildcat ball carriers. The pile will stop for a second, but then it's just like a sudden surge. Down the field it goes, whether it's the back himself or the offensive lineman coming in to help along the way. But just physical running and no quit out of this offense.
So 1st and 10, Cassville. There goes Jericho Ferris trying to get to the edge and turn it upfield. One of the McDonald County defenders grabbed a hold of his jersey and yanked him down from behind, but not before he was able to pick up 5 yards out to the 40-yard line.
Seven minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the football game. 44-21 Wildcats. Wildcats, again, not in any hurry to run plays, as they will wait and break huddle with probably around 12 seconds to go and try to snap it around 3.
2nd down and 5 from their own 40. Sink gives the ball to Kanan. Kanan slides his way down the line of scrimmage, now turns it upfield and is wrapped up at the 41-yard line after a pickup of only 1, and it'll bring up another 3rd down, this time 3rd and 3 facing Cassville. Cassville just converted a 3rd down. We'll see if they can do it again. Last time it was 3rd and 1. This time 3rd and about 3 to 3.5 yards to go. They need to get to the 45, and the ball resting about the 41.
They might run the quarterback sneak again.
Yeah, last time it picked up 8 or 9 yards. We'll see what happens this time.
I don't think they'll do it, but why not?
Split backfield behind Sink, and they're going to give the ball to Kanan. Kanan around the right end, and he's got the first down and more. He's across the 50 into Mustang territory. Takes 3 guys to bring him down from behind, and he is knocked out of play down around the McDonald County 40-yard line.
A good run. Power off the left side. Kanan just bounces it to the outside, able to outrun one defender. Gets over near the Wildcat sideline. Downfield he goes. Stiff arm. A couple of tacklers having to bring him down out of bounds.
20-yard gain for Kanan. He's over 100 yards on the night. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal Sales. Online at SuperiorMetalSalesInc.com. You can find them on Facebook or YouTube and request a free quote. Call 888-364-9527. And now we've got a timeout on the field with 6:02 left to play. Cassville leading 44-21. The timeout brought to you by Security Bank of Southwest Missouri. If you want mobile banking, ATMs, multiple branches, and all types of loans and still be able to go into the lobby and see your personal banker, you just described Security Bank of Southwest Missouri. Take time out to look at Security Bank, member FDIC. It's another balanced running attack tonight for the Wildcats. Kanan leading the way with 120 yards unofficially. Ferris 70 yards plus, and Sink 60-plus yards rushing tonight.
Well, offensive coordinator Clay Weldy likes to spread it around as much as he can. Keeps everybody hooked up. You know, you just be ready to go when your number's called.
1st and 10 Cassville at the McDonald County 39-yard line. Looks like a pair of receivers, Moeller and Cooper, goes wide to the right. And they'll split the backfield this time. Sink going to give it to Ferris this time, give him a chance to try to find the edge. He breaks a tackle to the line of scrimmage, turns the corner, and with a burst of speed, he is out to the 32-yard line for a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, Ferris, very good speed out of this Wildcat backfield, and he's one of those guys, he's able most of the time to get to the edge and get downfield. And once again, he's able to do that near the McDonald County sideline, pick up great yards on first down.
That was the only bad thing about the whole thing, is he was close enough to that sideline. They said he fell down out of play and it stopped the clock. So 2nd down and 2. And Sink keeps it himself after faking up the middle. And this time Sink is able to get to the 30-yard line but can get no farther. Comes up about a half a yard short, and it'll bring up 3rd down. So we'll see if the Wildcats can make it 3 for 3 here on 3rd down conversions in the second half.
Kind of like their chances in a short yardage situation, Sam. They've been, I don't know the percentage on the year, but they've been very, very, very good in short yardage situations.
3rd and less than 1, just inside the 30-yard line of the Mustangs, and they give the ball to Ferris, and Ferris pushes down to the 29 and then is driven back.
We'll see the spot here.
Tackle made by Danny Greider, but looks to be enough for a first down.
Yep.
And they do signal first down Cassville. So the chains will move. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Superior Metal. They're first in custom ag buildings. Find them on Facebook or YouTube. And then give them a call, 888-364-9527.
Wildcats doing a really nice job here in the 4th quarter in this drive. Moving the chains, keeping that clock moving.
We're down to 4:40 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Sink gives the ball to Kanan. Kanan around the end, gets a block from Cooper. He's at the 25, cuts it back at the 20, and takes it down to the 16-yard line. And that will be another Wildcat first down.
Yeah, good play right there. Once again, off the left side. Kanan working his way to the wide side of the field this time, getting to that Wildcat sideline before turning down the field, picking up another first down.
135 yards unofficially now for Kanan, and the clock continues to roll. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by Remington's Place. They're open before, during, and after the game. Remington's Place. Give them a call, 847-0368. Zach Kanan getting the carry once again for the Wildcats. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but dives ahead down to the 13-yard line. It ends up being a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Clock ticking down, right around 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
Cutter Hicks brings the play in from the sidelines. He'll join Brett Cooper in the receiving corps. They split the backfield behind Sink. And Sink takes it and gives it to Ferris. Ferris running off right tackle this time. Turns around and starts pushing with those legs again. And inside the 10-yard line he goes, down to the 9. It's a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
We've seen Ferris several times tonight in those scrums where he'll get turned around and just try to back his way down the field. We saw that right there.
The ball just inside the 10, 3rd and about 2.5 yards to go for Cassville. Sink with a long snap count, going to run it himself. Trying to get to the sideline. Somebody grabs a hold of a leg, and Sink is not going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Good job that time by the McDonald County defense as they got to the Cassville quarterback before he could turn it upfield, and it's going to be a loss on the play of a couple, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And it looks like the Mustangs have called timeout here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
They're down 44-21.
Yeah, they're going to use a timeout. Stop the clock.
Timeout on the field brought to you by Security Bank of Southwest Missouri. Security Bank with locations in Exeter, Wheaton, and Cassville, where you sit across from a neighbor and a decision maker. Security Bank has all the newest banking features with the same hometown service. Member FDIC. Got some updates on some scores here. Third quarter, Nevada leading Aurora 39-14. Marshfield over Mount Vernon 27-14. They've gone to the fourth at Lamar. The Tigers leading the Patriots 46-7. And those were the updates. The other scores still halftime. Last we heard, Monette leading Seneca 24-6. Halftime, Rogersville over Reed Spring 14-7.
Well, if the scores hold, the Wildcats will maintain the number 1 seed in the district. Aurora had the 2, and Mount Vernon had the 3. Both of them are losing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Hollister was in the 4 spot. And a pass from Sink rolling out to his right. He got hit right as he released the football, and it came fluttering out of his hand and falls incomplete. Never even made it down into the area of the intended receiver.
Yeah, trying to roll to his right. Tried to get up in the air, actually, and throw over the defender. Defender looked like he put his helmet right in there in the armpit of Sink, and just not able to get a lot on that throw. So the Wildcats will turn it over on downs here. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this ball game.
But they take almost 7 minutes off the clock, 14 plays. And McDonald County takes over at their own 12-yard line. Martin wanting to throw, and he throws it over the head of the intended receiver, Levi Malone.
You look at an offense like this, Sammy, and a lot of times you see 5 wide receivers out there, and it's tough to cover everybody, so you're hoping you get pressure with your down lineman, but the majority of these throws are out so fast. Martin knows exactly where he wants to go with the football in a pre-read there, and he just gets the ball out so fast that you don't have a lot of time to get pressure on him.
Cassville just rushing 3 down linemen. Miller, looks like Chastain, and Rybert. And they're going to run the ball this time and try to take advantage of just those 3 linemen as Cole Martin takes it out to the 15, but is only able to pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, great job there. It looked like Moeller from his linebacker position, also Justin Miller to bring him down.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. And Cassville looking to get a big stop here with less than 2 minutes to go. Twin receivers right and left. Martin from the shotgun. Takes his drop, now steps up into the pocket and lets one fly. He's trying to go deep to Parnell, and there was a lot of collision out there at the 45-yard line between receiver and defender. It looks like a flag is going to come out. As the ball was thrown well out in front of Parnell, but Parnell started slowing up and collided with the defensive back, and the Wildcats are going to get called for interference.
Now, most of the time, if the defender runs into the receiver before the ball is there, most of the time that's going to get flagged, and that's what we saw right there. I'm not sure why Parnell slowed down on the play. As you said, the ball was out in front of him. Maybe just a misread on the play, but he slowed down. Cooper playing a little catch up there, ran into him, and the official right there to make the call.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty, the first penalty of the night against Cassville, and it'll move the ball out to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Mustangs with 1:26 left to play. Cassville leading 44-21. Again, 5 receivers in the formation, 3 left, 2 right. Martin looking off towards the left. And he scrambles, throws to a wide-open Lewis who came out of the backfield. He makes the catch at the 45. He's got the 50, down inside Cassville territory, tripped up at the 40-yard line and stumbles ahead down to the Wildcat 35.
He's a little slow to get up. Don't know if it may be a cramping issue or what, but favoring one of those legs. Well, Lewis came out of the backfield and came out on the right side and ran all the way across the field before he was hit in the pass route, and down the field he went, and he's tackled, and he's getting some attention over there on the sideline, right in front of Mustang bench.
A 34-yard pickup for McDonald County on the completion to Lewis. He's got a couple of catches for 52 yards tonight. 1st and 10 McDonald County with 1:16 left to play. Cassville on top 44-21. McDonald County trying to make things interesting. They've had a couple of games this year where they've either made it interesting when they're trailing or things have got interesting for them when they've had the lead. So we'll see what happens here. Right now they're behind, and we're under a minute to go here in the football game. Cole Martin, again from the shotgun, releases quickly, and the ball is bobbled. Did he make the reception before he got to the sidelines? No, he did not. He hauled it in, but he had gotten out of bounds before he got control of the football. The ball had got to him about 2 yards in play, but before he could maintain possession, he had been knocked out of play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 47 seconds left to go. This time the 3 receivers will come to the right side, which is the wide side of the field for McDonald County's offense. Martin looking back to the left, and now he's going to run. No one home for quite a ways with all the receivers going deep, so Cole Martin is able to scramble for the 1st down and get out of play to stop the clock with 39 seconds left.
The Mustangs started on their own 12-yard line. The Wildcats have made them earn their way down the field.
Martin is able to pick up 12 yards, 1st and 10 Mustangs. The ball spotted down at the Cassville 24. Three receivers to the right. This time Lewis will stay in the backfield with Martin. And they've got Levi Malone lined up in the slot off to the left. They're looking that direction. Malone's back to the corner of the end zone, and then pressure coming in the face of Martin, and he had to get rid of the football. So it's an incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, really nice job. And I'm wondering, did they throw a flag on that? Yeah,
they did.
Intentional grounding right there on that play. Great pressure by the Wildcat linebacker, taking on his block and getting into the face of the quarterback. And I don't know that the ball actually made it back to the line of scrimmage maybe.
So that's going to move it back all the way to the 42-yard line.
There was certainly no receiver in the area.
So it's 2nd down and forever. They got to get all the way down inside the 15 to pick up a 1st down. Martin this time throws a screen pass. It's caught by Bailey at the 40-yard line. He's got a couple of blockers. Makes a cutback at the 30. Still on his feet, but he is going to be stopped short of the 25. So they get the ball back to about where they were before the penalty, but it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And the Mustangs are going to call a timeout here, stop the clock with 16 seconds remaining.
See where they put this down at. Looks like the 27-yard line. So a gain of 15 on the pass completion to Lewis. He's got 3 catches for 67 yards tonight. "15 completions tonight for Cole Martin. He's thrown the ball 28 times. It's been a while since we've seen a quarterback throw that many times against Cassville, but that's the type of offense that McDonald County runs.
Well, you spend the whole night just chasing receivers around.
16 seconds left to go. Cassville leading 44-21. Barring some unforeseen miracle by the Mustangs, Cassville's going to pick up their 7th win of the year.
That would be, I don't know that you could do that on a video game, Sammy.
It would be, the percentages are minimal to say the least. So 3rd down and 12. Martin steps up in the pocket. Still looking. Now he fires one to the end zone at the back line. It's Parnell. He goes up, and it goes off his fingertips, incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Maybe lineman downfield once again, possibly. Yep.
And it will be a penalty against McDonald County. Had a man downfield, so that'll back him up 5 yards. 6 seconds left to go. Well, now that very minimal percentage of something crazy happening just went to 0.
I'd say that's a safe bet right there.
6.9 seconds remaining. Cassville leading 44-21.
Wildcats actually declined the penalty.
So it'll stay at the 27.
Right. Keep it 4th down.
So here we go, the final play of the night for McDonald County. Unless they score, then they'll get an extra point attempt. Martin with time to throw, just a 3-man rush. Fires a laser down the sideline. It's caught by Lewis, and Lewis inside the 10, but he's going to be dropped there. And that's a 1st down for the Mustangs, but time expires. And the Wildcats have improved to 7-2, and they have secured the #1 seed in the district, and they will get a bye in week number 10. Since only 6 teams in their district this season, the Wildcats will get a little chance to rest and recuperate and get ready for the district semifinals.
Yep, the Wildcats took care of business. They didn't want to leave anything to chance. With a loss tonight, a lot of different things could have happened. They've secured the #1 seed in the district. I believe the way we kind of look at it, we'll probably at minimum share the Big 8 West Conference Championship. So a great job by this Wildcat football team. Come out here tonight, not leave anything to chance, take care of business, and win the football game.
Cassville wins it 44-21 over the McDonald County Mustangs, and McDonald County, they will move on to their Class 4 district, and they will begin play. Now, there's only 7 teams in their district, so with a lot of teams being shuffled around because of the reclassification this year, there's only 7 teams in that Class 4 district, but West Plains is unbeaten going into tonight. They should get the #1 seed. I think they had a 15-point lead over everybody else, so they're going to get the bye, and then everyone else will have to play each other for the right to move on to the semifinals. But we know with the Cassville victory here this evening, they will be the #1 seed in their Class 3 district, and they will get a bye next week. We're going to take a timeout and be back with the postgame show as Cassville picks up the victory, 44-21 over the McDonald County Mustangs. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Back at Cassville, the Wildcats pick up the win tonight. It was 28-14, Cassville with the lead at halftime, and the Wildcats got on the board first in the second half with 8:23 left to go third quarter. Jericho Ferris, 5-yard touchdown run, his fourth touchdown of the evening. Two-point conversion was good and made it 36-14 Wildcats. McDonald County scored with 2:04 left to go. A 6-yard run from Bailey Lewis. The PAT was good and it made it 36-21. And then the Wildcats 17 seconds and a 46-yard run by Jericho Ferris, his fifth total touchdown of the night, and the two-point conversion tacked on made it 44-21. Cassville with a nice job running out the clock, had a long drive that ate up a lot of the final minutes there in the fourth quarter, and the Wildcats go on to the 44-21 victory here this evening. Cassville improving to 7-2 overall, and now they will move on to district play. And with the victory tonight, they get the number 1 seed, and that secures a first-round bye, so they will not play until week number 11 in the district semifinals. We're going to take a little break and then be back to visit with the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Back at Cassville, the Wildcats win at 44-21 tonight over McDonald County. Now time to visit with the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell. The post-game interview brought to you by Arvest Bank. They're committed to Cassville, and they're here to support the Cassville area and the entire community. Local decisions, local commitment. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. Coach, congratulations. The Wildcats close out the regular season with a victory. You improved to 7-2 and lock up the number 1 seed in district.
Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate it. That was a big goal of us coming in tonight, was to lock down that 1 seed, and I'm super proud of our kids. I'm really proud of our seniors getting a nice win on senior night.
And a bit unusual circumstances by getting the number 1 seed this year. Only 6 teams in the district, so you get a first-round bye.
Yeah, I've been coaching 25 years. This is the first time I've ever had a bye in any situation like this going into the playoffs or anything. So, yeah, it's kind of uncharted territory for me.
And, of course, a bye is not always a bad thing. It gives you a chance to get your guys that are dinged up a little bit healthy. But also this year, for people that have had COVID-19 issues, which just about every school had, it gives you a chance to get some of those kids that are in isolation and quarantine back as well.
What is this COVID thing you're talking about, Sammy? I guess I'm not aware of those. There's something going down. Yeah, yeah, we've still got our fair share out, and we should get all those kids back next week. Drake, I know you're listening. We missed you tonight, but by golly, buddy, the next time we're on the field, you're going to be on the field with us, man. So it'll be good to have you back next week.
Got off to a really good start tonight, especially defensively. Of course, the Wildcats score on their first possession of the night, but also you shut down McDonald County on their first two possessions, turn them over on downs, and then force them to punt. They did put together a fairly lengthy drive on their third possession, but you stop them on that one as well and turn them over on downs.
We did. I thought we came out and played really well defensively. They got a nice kickoff return. We didn't do a very good job in coverage there. Gave them a short field. Thought our kids really bowed up, and that was a huge stop to start the game. And then force a punt, and they did some things to us there with their tight end and some things that kind of caught us off guard a little bit. And I thought we responded well there, and it really for the first quarter and a half, I thought we played really, really well defensively.
Things got wild and crazy in the second quarter as both teams started trading blows and trading scores, and the points were going up on the scoreboard faster than you can keep up with it there for a while.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a ping pong game there for a little bit. I told our kids, I go, defensively for us, the second quarter was self-inflicted wounds. From a turnover, giving them a short field to, a not understanding a situation in the game, a minute 30 left, and we let somebody behind us. Just little silly stuff there that we've got to be better at, as we move forward. But what I will say is I thought our offense did a nice job of answering, max scores. The score right before half was huge as they kind of had a little momentum going in, and we were able to stretch it back out to a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, that was really nice to punch it in right there before you headed off to the locker room at halftime to make it 28-14, and then you come out and get the ball to start the second half, drive it down the field and score again.
We did, and I thought our offensive line played really, really well tonight. Jericho and Zach both ran the ball extremely hard, and I've said it over and over again, they block so well for each other. But I thought we did a really nice job up front. Our big boys up front. Coach Mark Elliott does a really good job with our offensive line, and I thought they played really well tonight.
Another great night running the football for Sink, Ferris, and Canaan, all three. You run for over 330 yards. Canaan leading the way. He had the one big long run. I had him unofficially 138. Ferris 129. Sink was 62. Those three guys have been doing the work for you all year, and they traded out and give each other a little rest every now and then, but while they're not running the ball, they're blocking for each other.
They are. I mean, those three have just done a really, really nice job for us all year long, been really solid for us. And, we talked a lot about Jericho and, him really shouldering the load for us early in the year when Hayden and Zach were out. And then, Zach, he came back week 4, but he wasn't 100% probably till last week. And I thought you've seen a big difference in him last week and this week on both sides of the ball. And I know after the ball game last week, he looked at me and says, "Coach, I'm finally feel 100%." And Hayden's the same way. Hayden, was banged up early, had to miss a couple games. And, he's a kid that a lot of people don't realize made his first varsity start at quarterback week 1 for us at Mount Vernon. He hadn't played quarterback since he was a freshman, so he's really progressed nicely as our quarterback and gotten better and better as the years gone on. And, I'm really pleased with the development of those three.
Two big things tonight that helped with the win as well. One was your ability to get McDonald County off the field on third down. They had a lot of trouble converting third downs tonight. Where on the other side, Cassville, if you got into a third and short or even a couple of times fourth and short, your offensive line and your running backs were able to pick up that yardage for you.
We did. I mean, a lot of people say ball games are won and lost on third down, and I thought we did a good job controlling third down. We made some huge third down conversions offensively, kept the chains moving, and kept drives alive. And I thought we did a pretty good job defensively for the most part. A couple little hiccups here and there. I thought Jerome Ewing played really, really well at corner. He had a couple big pass breakups. Had an opportunity on a tip ball there in the first quarter or first half. I mean, I thought he may have had his best night for us. in his career tonight on senior night. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, because they threw the ball around a lot, nearly 30 pass attempts tonight. And, boy, when you go going up against a team that spreads the field like them with 5-6 guys in pass formation and then throwing the ball that much, your secondary and linebackers got to be ready to go.
We did, and we were dropping a lot in coverage tonight, and I thought our D-line did a really good job. There's times we were just pressuring with 3, and, we were still able to get pressure on him with 3 and get him move outside the pocket. And then I thought our linebackers did a pretty good job of inserting when they needed to. It's a good win for us tonight.
What a night for Jericho Ferris. He runs for touchdowns. He returned a kickoff for a touchdown. He caught a pass for a touchdown. And if not for Brett Cooper getting so wide open that Ferris was probably going, oh, my gosh, what's going on? He could have thrown for a touchdown tonight.
I think that's just him being a little juiced up. He's been after Coach Weldy to run that play, and he's pretty proud of his arm strength. And his arm strength was a little too much there. That adrenaline was flowing a little too much there early. But, he had Coop open. He could have gone 4 for 4 on there.
That would have been a little history probably made there if you start looking back in the books on that one. Well, now you get the rest period, and like you said, this is kind of uncharted territory. Never had to do this before. How are you going to proceed through the bye week?
Well, I told our kids that I had not talked to our coaches about this at all this week. I'm one of those. I believe that you take care of the task at hand first before you start looking to the future, because there was a chance that we could have gone from the 1 seed to the 3 seed tonight if everything had happened exactly the way we didn't need it to happen. So I was still going to be of the mindset of we got to move forward. Now with this, we're going to sit down as a staff tonight. We're going to really talk about what we need to do moving forward. We have a JV game on Monday at Mack County. We're out of school Monday, but it's our kids' last JV game, and we didn't get an opportunity to play last week, so I want those kids to get the opportunity to play. And then I told our kids that after we met as a staff tonight after the ball game, that I would get out to them through our Remind 101 app and how we communicate with kids right now, what our schedule is moving forward, for Monday and the rest of the week. I did tell them that our practices will be shorter because we don't have an opponent right now to prepare for. I don't even know for sure who's going to be the 4 or 5 game yet until all the points stuff's done tonight. So, we'll make – what I do know for sure is we'll kind of back up a little bit. We'll have a fundamental focus week in practice with some shorter practices, getting them out a little early. We want to get our legs back underneath us. We're going to take advantage of this week off, to get some guys that are, nicked up a little bit healthy and really clean up on some fundamental things, that a lot of times you don't get the opportunity this late in the year. You see the mistakes that are made, but once you get into practice, man, you're game planning. Pretty much 10 minutes in, you got a little indy, but you're game planning, getting ready for that Friday night. So we've got 4 days here that we can back up and almost have a July 1st of August type mentality of, here's the mistakes we're seeing fundamentally. We got 4 days to fix them and get better. So that's going to be my approach. And I'll get with them and let them know what the times are because I haven't even had a chance to meet with my staff yet about that and take advantage of the week.
Yeah, because you'll know who your 2 possibilities are, but like you said, you won't know exactly who that team's going to be until after next Friday night. So there's little things that you might be able to insert from if you've played them before already this year or what you've seen on film, but you can't really get down to those hard brass tacks of practice until you find out who wins and loses next Friday.
Right, and I'm looking at your score sheet here, and I do believe Hollister's going to be the 4 seed, but until they get all the points done, I don't know if it's Reeds or Seneca is this 5-6. So they've kind of gone back and forth. So we'll wait and see. Mish will get all that sorted out. We'll have a week to look at it, but big thing for us is getting legs back underneath us and taking advantage of the week to get better.
And, of course, like we talked about going into tonight's game, keeping the momentum going, the good play going into postseason play, and they accomplished that this evening.
They really did. We talked after that Week 5 game, when we didn't play well, that, we came out the next week and we played well. But was that an accident, or were we going to turn that into a trend and then turn that trend into a habit? And we've talked a lot about habits and developing good habits, and that starts with our preparation during the week. And how we prepare Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to play on Friday. And we've done a really good job 4 weeks in a row. So we hope we're developing that habit with this group of kids, that we take another week to get better fundamentally and then prepare the following week to continue moving forward in this second season.
Well, congratulations on the victory here this evening. Have a good week off and a good week of practice, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next week for Coach's Corner as you continue to prepare for postseason and district semifinals.
Well, thank you very much, Sammy. Susie and the girls, I love you. I'll be home in a little bit.
Coach Lance Parnell joining us here in the postgame show. It's brought to you by Arvest Bank. They've got a loan for that at Arvest Bank. Competitive loan rates with easy application processes. Ask one of their friendly lenders for details today. Arvest Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. We'll step aside and be back with our postgame awards and a final wrap-up right after this. Back at Cassville, the Wildcats win at 44-21. Looking at some of the final stats from tonight's ball game, McDonald County 28 rushes for 115 yards. They completed 15 of 29 passes for 238 yards for a total of 353. The Mustangs picked up 15 first downs. They had one turnover on an interception, but Cassville fumbled that interception and the Mustangs recovered, so it didn't really hurt them in that aspect. They picked up 5 penalties against them for a total of 30 yards, and they punted twice for a 33-yard average. Cassville 41 rushes for 336 yards, 2 of 5 through the air for 79 yards for over 400 yards of offense. 14 first downs picked up by the Wildcats. They had one turnover on the fumble, and they were penalized once for 15 yards. They punted only once for 41 yards. Leading ball carrier for the Mustangs, Bailey Lewis, 68 yards on the ground on 17 carries and a touchdown. Zion Gutierrez also carried for a touchdown, and Cole Martin ran 9 times for 50 yards. Leading receiver was Levi Malone. He had 5 catches for 90 yards. Bailey Lewis also 85 yards receiving tonight on 4 catches. And Trent Alik was held to just 3 catches and a touchdown and 37 yards. So Lewis over 140 yards of total offense this evening for McDonald County. For Cassville, leading ball carrier was Zach Kanan, 138 yards and a touchdown rushing tonight. Jericho Ferris, 129 yards and 3 TDs. Hayden Sink had 62 yards on the ground. Spencer Moeller had 1 catch for 39 yards. Ferris had a catch for 40 yards, and that was good for a score. And he also returned a kickoff for a touchdown tonight as well. Our Wildcat player of the game is Jericho Ferris, and it is brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. They've got fountain drinks, ice cream, snacks, grocery items, and fuel, all at the best prices. Fast Trip, 104 South Main, Cassville, Missouri, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Our Wildcat player of the game, Jericho Ferris. What a night. We've talked about 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 touchdown receiving, also a kick return for a touchdown, and we were joking around if he could have hooked up with Brett Cooper, he would have threw a touchdown pass, but that one came up empty, but still 5 TDs. 3 different ways of scoring those TDs tonight. What a night for Jericho Ferris. Our hard hit of the night is brought to you by B&K Auto Body. B&K Auto Body can fix your hard hit vehicle like new again. They've got the Blackhawk frame rack and measurement system. They do free computerized estimates. B&K Auto Body. They also work with all major insurances. Phone 847-3990. And our hard hit of the night goes to Cutter Hicks. We had several players put their name in the hat for that hard hit of the night. It got started with Zach Kanan early on, but Cutter Hicks, a big hit in the second half, dislodged the ball from an intended receiver, and he gets our hard hit of the night, brought to you by B&K Auto Body. 24-hour towing and certified technicians when your vehicle has been smashed by a hard hit. Call 847-3990. All right, we've got finals all around the Big 8. Monette beats Seneca 27-6. Nevada holds off Aurora 39-20. Marshfield picks up a win over Mount Vernon, 33-22. Lamar beats up on East Newton, 53-14. And it is Rogersville beating Reed Spring, 42-7. And late in the fourth quarter, Springfield Catholic with a 34-21 lead over Hollister. So those were the games from tonight, final night of the regular season, and it's on to district play next week. And as we were talking, Cassville Class 3 District 6, they lock up the number 1 seed with the victory tonight. The way it looks, and there's still some things that got to be done, Mount Vernon will probably jump Aurora since they win the head-to-head and get the number 2 seed. So Cassville and Mount Vernon most likely will have those first-round byes. And then the other 4 teams will play next week in the first round of district play. The winners will move on into the semis in week number 2 of district play, which would be week number 11 of the high school season, take on Cassville and Mount Vernon. And the Wildcats with a week off. And as we heard Coach Parnell say, a little time to rest and recuperate, get kids healthy again, and prepare for that semifinal matchup coming up in 2 weeks. And we'll be back with you. And the nice thing about securing that home field with the number 1 seed as well, all of their games through district play, the semifinal, and if they're fortunate to make it to the championship, will be played here at Wildcat Stadium. Nice crowd on hand here tonight at Cassville. It was senior night. They were all recognized in ceremonies before the games, and then the Wildcats went out and picked up a victory here on senior night over McDonald County. We'd like to thank Athletic Director Doug Martin and all of his staff for all the hospitality again here this evening. We'll look forward to being back in a couple of weeks for the district semifinal matchup in the second round of district play. Appreciate Jeremy and Todd for all their help again this evening as well. All of our sponsors for helping support our broadcast, whether on web TV or on the radio. And again, we'll continue to update you. If you would like to watch on web TV, once district play starts, you'll have to go through the Missouri State High School Activities Association website, and they will be charging a fee, unfortunately, but they take over postseason rights to video broadcast beginning this season and beginning with district play. So that's a change coming up. If you want to follow the games free of charge, you can listen on the radio or online at radiotalent.com or on our free app downloads in your Apple and Google Play Store. Our final score here tonight, Cassville defeats McDonald County 44-21. Speaking for Jeremy and Todd, this is Sammy Clapper saying thanks so much for joining us, and good night from Wildcat Stadium.